Yo, yo, yo.
So turn it up just a little bit like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm clipping there. Yeah. Oh my God. Ha. Alright, cool.
Doing way too much.
I'm just getting there.
Mine's crackling a little bit.
Yep, so you're a little loud.
Yeah.
What about Keita over there?
I think I sound great. Great.
Think you sound great? You probably need to go.
I don't really hear your
a little
voice
bit.
that much.
Okay. It's probably because I'm just soft spoken, so I should
There
probably
we go.
move it,
I turned it up a little bit. You're good. You can speak however you want. All right, we're live. Episode 2, Ocean Waves. Welcome. Want to introduce yourself to the people? You got an
Yeah, sure. I'm
New
Keita.
Sorry.
I'm Keita. Yeah. Period.
period. All right, she's here. She's here to give her opinions and
My thoughts and ideas.
All right,
Guru Jasa, baby.
Indigo Ryan the Navigator here again.
Crunching data. Alright. What should we talk about? We didn't have like a prerequisite thing today.
Not this time.
Oh shit, sorry.
Whoa,
Oh, my bad.
whoa. You gotta move your head back.
I know. That was me last time. Okay, not for nothing, but we have some people missing because some people couldn't be here. So when they watch that's my little jab. But I love you guys.
I don't know, how do you want to start?
I just had an immediate thought to pour one up for
Pour one up.
and not dead.
No, I'll pour it into my mouth.
I'll sip some water. If
What do you think I'm sipping?
Well, since it's 3 of us here, we should probably
water.
think of something.
Well, I don't know. Today I felt disappointed today. So
Yeah.
overall, my mood with the world, people, just in general, just a disappointing day. But always room for tomorrow to be better. So
Still wasn't a bad day.
yeah.
Had some lows, but not a bad day.
Trying
think-
to make sure.
I think my day improved from the weeks
That's
before. But one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
Why are you staring at me?
No, I'm just looking.
Yeah, I feel like I've been down bad. Emotions up and down.
True. Why is that?
It might just be hormones, because I really don't have an answer to that question.
Why you been down bad?
Yeah, I just been reevaluating my life, honestly.
Well, what did you do when you were down bad? Like, what was your routine when you've been fit? Like, so describe us a down bad day in Keita's world.
I just felt no energy or motivation to do anything. Like, anything.
Okay.
Like-
and what did you do?
To change that?
No, like, because just because you don't want to do anything, you're still doing something. So what were you doing? at that
Watching
time?
TV or
Yeah, or going to work or something.
Yeah.
okay. Sounds depressing.
But everyone's got. Were you on your phone a lot?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't unless you have this screen time thing, they don't really know.
No, I get that every week. And sometimes I'm disappointed. And sometimes I'm like, I must have did some more shit this week.
Sometimes I'm like, how did I spend that much time on my phone? I mean, usually mine's... Actually, we should all say our screen time.
Share the screen time.
Yeah, I'll share my screen time.
My phone's just gonna have a lot of screen time
yeah.
on it.
Okay, so my daily average for the past
Go down a little bit.
Is
Sorry
us week
if I cracked anyone's
is
ears.
5 hours, 14 minutes. That's my daily average.
5 hours, 14 minutes.
For the day, it was 4 hours and 12
Does it show you your
minutes.
app time though?
Yes.
Okay. So what was your
YouTube
app time?
is 4 hours and 34 minutes. So
YouTube?
out of the 5 hours and 15 minutes, I spent 4 hours and 34 on YouTube. Yeah. YouTube.
Today?
This week.
Oh, this week.
That was average. On average.
Okay, so you spent a lot of time on YouTube.
If I can do today. YouTube. Okay, today I was 4 hours 12 minutes. YouTube I did. Oh, can you mute? Did you mute our voices in Logic?
No.
Yeah, can you mute that so I don't hear the
Yeah.
echo?
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
better?
that's way better. I
All
was
right.
like, yeah, okay. Yeah, now I can turn myself up a bit.
All right. So, do you want to talk close to the mic or far?
I'll kind of move it around. If I'll just, because,
Okay.
I'll hear myself and I'll move it.
All right.
producer. You know what I mean? So YouTube. So you know, YouTube. I did an hour and 32. As out of my 413 total, that was today. Messages for 32. Disco Zoo. That's the app I'm playing. 29 minutes. Balloon Tower Defense. 23. I was in the clock for 10 minutes somehow. That doesn't even make sense.
It does make sense because you just have a habit of letting your alarm go off.
Yeah, facts.
And then wait for the next one that's like scheduled like 3 minutes later. It's like 7:10 and 7:14.
Had some settings. Safari 5 minutes. Some banking stuff.
You don't go on Safari at all. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mine will probably be like an even amount between like Safari, Instagram, Snapchat. And ESPN.
Well, I usually
cycle through those. And then I find myself cycling and I'm like, what am I doing?
How to see your apps though?
And Spotify actually will probably be a lot. So I spend a lot of time on Spotify probably.
I don't honestly. I spend most time on the music app just because I'm working on an album obviously, so I'm listening to the songs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I gotta play
Joe Rogan.
Chess.
So probably a lot of my time is under Joe Rogan, and then just songs that people release just to see what people are doing right now. Sometimes.
Facts.
Like Russ put out a great album.
Mick Jenkins' album was fire.
Yeah, both of those are. Can't compare them, but both of them are very good.
Why are you on chess?
I was playing somebody in a 1-day chess, and I just lost on time. I forgot to play back, but I was destroying. Look, it was like, it's actually no, it's not really even because I have knight, bishop, queen, and versus rook, knight.
My screen time is 6 hours and 34 minutes.
Day or what's the week?
Can you check like last month?
So
you're saying like because you were before, so like whenever you.
No, it just says weekend day.
There was a day where the screen time was 24 hours.
It was. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It says this week. Can we go?
So.
I can go last week.
Okay. So 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, plus like 8 to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get less depending on what you do, but so that's like 13 hours. So already 13 hours of your day are gone. And then you said TV was in there?
I don't really watch TV actually. I don't.
But work, you said work. So what's your average work shift?
It's like 7 hours.
7 hours. So that's already 20. So now you're only left with 4 hours, and then you got to drive.
Yeah.
So now you're left with like 2 hours, or like 2.5, 3 hours. And then you got to eat, and that takes up some time.
But I enjoy.
So now you're at like
that.
2 hours. And that's just probably walking around time and things like that. So that makes sense. So really what you're doing in that time is you're spending time on your phone.
Breaks down my life like that.
Because it's hard. You don't remember how much time you spend on your phone. It's hard to remember, like realize. But it's like you got to think like that. You didn't spend 6 hours straight on your phone. You just spent 6 hours, and then you like look away from your phone for a little bit, and then you come back to it. And right, so those times I think the phone is the easy way why people get stuck because they have this like false outlet.
I also feel like I spend more time on my phone instead of doing things I enjoy doing because I feel like shit.
Exactly, it's a catalyst. That's why I said people can get stuck there because it's easy. It's a false like thing where you can go on social media and bubble and do whatever you want on there.
Well, it's a great procrastination tool.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's my phone. It's before I go to bed. That's where my YouTube hours rack up. Because you just watch one short, and it's the same thing for TikTok. You watch one short, you go to the next, and you like go back to the home screen, you look up something, and you just go down the rabbit hole, and it's like you keep looking at time, like I don't want to go to bed yet. I don't want to go to bed. For me, it's procrastination, which only really happens at the end of the night for me. Because in the morning or in the day, there's other things that I enjoy doing more, like music or, playing video games. So that to me is like that will pull. I have more of a pull to do those things than I do to play on my phone. But at the same time, I also know that like I won't be able to sit down and enjoy this video game unless I go accomplish the things that I have to do in the day. Which is why when it's like, oh, we should do this thing, I'm like, okay, let's just do it now because I want to get it out the way so that I can just sit and enjoy and relax. And I know that I won't be able to sit, enjoy, and relax if I'm like, oh, I have this thing and this thing and this thing to do. So it's like, in order to be lazy, I have to go work hard so I can go be lazy and enjoy it. Otherwise, I don't enjoy it. So I have to, that's how. I essentially operate.
I think for me, it all depends on my first 10 minutes of me being awake. If I roll up out of bed or stay in bed and I go on my phone, I think during the day I'm more susceptible to be trapped into going back into my phone, because that's when I woke up and I saw something, whatever. Now, unless there's a day where you're just conducting a bunch of business where you gotta be on your phone to communicate things, because that's just how sometimes things work out. Other than that, just on a normal day to day, I think if I don't look at my phone for the first 10 minutes of the day, then throughout the day I'm probably more off my phone, checking in just to see if anyone texted me or whatever. But other than that, but then if I'm in, then it'll be this thing or whatever, and then usually it'll be yeah, I'll put on a podcast or something. So that'll probably rack up my screen time. But
yeah,
I try not. I feel like I catch myself cycling when you're in that site where you're just scrolling and you're seeing. And it's easier. It's not as easy to do it on YouTube, because YouTube is so vast. And once you get down one rabbit hole, there's so many videos about that thing, and you can hop into another one. But more Instagram and Snapchat are more targeted towards you, so it's easy. You won't get new things all the time. They'll try to just give you the same stuff.
Yeah,
until you look at it over and over and over.
I really don't go.
So I think I don't know why. I don't know why I just but once I see myself on there, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, all right, and I'll just hop off and look around and be like, all right, what am I doing? And then just go from there, because now I'm I'm really just wasting time. So.
Well, it's pick your poison, because on one side, you can look at, for someone who doesn't play video games at all or not as much. I knew you're gonna think I'm looking at you, so I looked at you, but I was but in general, you can easily say, and I can say this because you could say TikTok, right? I don't go on TikTok really, right? But I play video games, and you can easily take those two things and just be those are both wastes of time. You're wasting your time. I mean, it's not doing anything in your mind. It's not. You're just sitting there staring at a screen at the end of the day. But there is the side of it that, one, you actually can learn. Depending on what you watch or play, you can learn. But at the same time, if you enjoy it, then it's not such a waste of time, because it's you are actually enjoying your life.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people I feel who don't enjoy their life because they're not doing things that they enjoy.
But the one thing about the video game is that you don't know what the video game is going to hold in the story and stuff, but you get an idea, if you're going to do a shooter or versus Kirby, you know what I mean? You know what you're getting.
That's true.
But on the same,
I don't know what you mean by that.
So you know what you don't know what Kirby is? All right, Mario.
So if you play a Mario game,
is Kirby that pink guy?
Yeah. He's just
but what does he do?
He's just a young. It's just I thought that
figure. Was a Pokemon.
It's it's almost like a puzzle. It's almost you go and you gotta beat the levels, right? We'll just switch it to Mario, make it easier. Mario versus Call of Duty. You're gonna give your 6-year-old Mario, because you know what it's entailed. But when you go on your phone and you go on TikTok and you go on Instagram, these things, you have no idea what you're about to see.
True.
So that thing is you might as well. It's better off mentally to be doing something like video games or being on an iPad drawing or whatever, and doing something that's creative or progressive in your own world, whether it's a video game or whatever it is, than just getting force-fed whatever information they want to send to you or get you caught up on or get you mad about that day.
Bro, sometimes I feel because there's literally when I'm on the feed, there is times where I'm just I see some shit that I'm it triggers me. And I know I'm damn, this is the part of the feed where they sent some shit to trigger me. Mm-hmm. And I'll be this thing is now and if I watch it and it triggers me, I'm this thing is now in control of my emotions. And now I'm no longer I'm not just going through my day in what my reality is. It's I have this live feed of something that can tell me how to feel. Yes. Not actually, but actually, because it can send something to you that will make you.
I'm just going to say a disclaimer. To anyone new to any social media or using it, never click on anything sexual. The minute you do, I never click on it. No, you just click on something, right, by accident or on purpose, and then now on my shit, every 5 posts is a sexual funny
on Instagram,
meme or something that, and it's I clicked on one, and now it's I'm not clicking on any of these, but they're there every day.
Yeah, what'd you click on?
I don't know. And I'm not going to go back to find out, because I'm going to get 10 per page instead of 5.
I've been getting those weird car videos with the porn stars. You know those van videos?
The bang bus.
Sorry, guys.
Why do you know the name so quickly?
Because that's like the most popular one.
Oh, I didn't know the fucking details of it. I'm just saying, like, oh, you mean www.bangbus.com.
You mean link 428?
No, but just like, because, or any sort of thing, because, or something tragic. Like, if you just click on, like, tragic news, or you click on one conspiracy thing, they're going to send you, it is, but I do recommend that, because then you'll start learning some things, because not everything is bullshit, but a lot of things are, but.
I mean, I do like the fact that TikTok has the stem. They have, like, the three things, right, like, that you can scroll under. And the one is a STEM, which I forget what STEM even stands for.
Yeah,
it's
so
like science.
Just big up in this thing.
It's like mathematics.
Science, technology, economics.
Education.
Or is it economics?
It's like science and math.
Yeah,
I know
math
for
would
sure.
be M. Science, technology.
Engineering, I think.
Engineering,
mathematics.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Mathematics. Yeah. So, anyways, it's the STEM.
Which one is it? Mathematics or mathematics?
It's mathematics.
It's mathematics.
I think it depends on what year you're born in.
It's mathematics. What do we call it?
You have to be a fucking dinosaur to say mathematics.
We called it mathematics.
No, so it's
right?
like that page,
I thought.
the following, what you're following, essentially, like the creators that you follow, and then the For You page. So, like, when I feel like learning something, and they really have, like...
Sorry?
Not the learning something.
Because they have, like, that STEM page.
Free education on TikTok.
No, because, yeah, they be having, like, a lot of SAT questions. And I just find joy in, like...
You know one thing about the SAT? I took the SAT 4 times, and I got the same score every time.
Really?
So I got tricked into taking that shit 3 extra times.
I took the SAT once, and
brutal,
I did actually...
Brutal loss on my
really
Saturdays.
Good. And then
I don't know what I got.
I did good enough to where I felt like I didn't need to take the ACT.
What was the best score?
Best
1800.
If you did the 24,
I think like it's
the
between
16
and 1800.
Yeah, I think mine was like
1480. Each test was 800 points.
That's a pretty good score. That's around what my score is, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad, but like they always try to like you got to be like in this, and I'm like I could do better.
I'm pretty sure I got a really good score on it.
Because most colleges would take like your score between something, like they're looking for this range, not just a specific.
Because also they didn't tell you maybe like if you apply to like a math school, they might just look at your math one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't take the ACT because I was like, I probably should have taken it actually because I was in school for nursing, but like. I just didn't feel the need to take.
Wasn't that one like out of 31?
The ACT was, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that was that. Like that. I don't the 1800
24 was if you took all 3 tests for the
well,
SATs. I know it was 800 apiece. I'm pretty sure.
What were y'all end of school tests called when y'all were in school?
I felt like it was 800.
Was it called? What was it called when we were in school? The end of year test.
We're gonna look it up.
We had the M. What was it?
MSA, Maryland State Assessment.
Yeah, Maryland State Assessment.
That is very generic.
Yeah,
ours was called the milestones.
MSAs. We had to do that.
Like very
I remember
professional.
MSAs.
And it was like a week of school where it was like the week was so different.
That was actually more fun though.
It was more fun, but it was still so like routine, like schedule, like gotta be.
Honestly, I think about this, and now you guys take this concept.
Are we looking at SAT score?
Yeah, you take this concept. This is interesting. I think about this from time to time. What if you could go back, starting at like.
Okay, so 1600 is the best.
Of 2 tests.
Of 2 section scores. Okay, so what's the other one?
24. There was a 3-section one.
What's that? No, because one is math and one is reading and writing.
And then there was a science. Optional. Not everyone did it.
I thought the science was the ACT one. That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm pretty sure there was a 3 and then there was a 2.
I'm going to just type in SAT score 2400, right? See what pops up. For example, obtaining a perfect score on the old SAT 2400 puts you in the 99th percentile, meaning you scored higher than 90% of all other test takers. And 800, the lowest possible score on the 20. But that's the old. That's new versus old. So let's see when they changed it. Though.
So they don't have 24 anymore.
Okay, wait.
But they used to say like if you write your name down, you get points, and I used to feel confident.
The new SAT system. All right. Okay, so the new SAT scoring system placed the process of interpreting scores into uncharted territory. Before March 2016, the test was out of 2400.
I knew it.
But the new test is out of 16. If you're wondering how your score stacks to the old test, how your score converts to the new, check the chart below.
Well, I graduated.
So what do you think what do you remember you getting?
I think I got a 15 something. 15? I didn't take 3 tests.
So
15 something.
Mine was really good. I was impressed.
The 15s are in like the 60 percentile now.
But back
62, and you're scoring 1050 now.
That would have been 750. So 2250. What's 2250? That would have been the average of the 24s. 15.
But back then,
that's 99 at that point.
Really?
Well, you said 15.
I scored a 1400. So what are you talking about?
If we average 2250, we'll say 18. That's 80%. Okay, so
I don't remember what I got. I wonder if I could look it up. I'd love to know.
Do you think you'd do better now or worse?
Worse.
Yeah.
I think
you're so conditioned in school. I'm like so unconditioned.
So then
I think I would do good because honestly, tests are just like always much harder than what you think they would be. Like, and then you do it and like, oh my gosh, 2 plus 2.
This is the thing.
But also, there are going to be those little like writing points that like I don't remember every single like writing like not synonym, but like what are those? I can't even think of the
literary devices.
Yeah, apostrophe, blah blah blah. All those things like when.
But
you're
we
supposed
know
to
where
use them.
apostrophe goes.
Yeah, in certain things.
Yeah, but like for when I write music, I don't use any punctuation like at all.
It's like
okay, here we go.
Wait, honestly,
pop quiz question.
Okay.
All right. What does PEMDAS stand for?
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Okay,
wow.
nice.
A year that you think I was born.
Okay, so it's 2 plus 2 in parentheses 2 plus 2 equal.
That was dumb because, you have to do the multiplication.
Oh, you mean like 2 plus 2 outside of the parentheses and then 2 plus 2 in the parentheses?
2 plus
okay.
2 parenthesis 2 plus 2 parenthesis equals.
So there's 4 in this equation. Like I'm trying to look at the problem in my head and I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding.
Yeah, so I'm gonna write it in air to you. So 2
I think I got it.
plus 2 parenthesis 2 plus 2 parenthesis equals.
Okay, so that'll be 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 2, which is 10.
That's what I got.
That's what I got.
So that's wrong.
Roll to 10. Look at that.
There we go. Oh, there you go. It probably is 10. There you go. So in that sense, I'm pretty sure it's 10. So in that sense,
because you have to multiply.
But honestly, the writing section would not be the part I would be worried about, even though you just. It'd be
definitely the math. But I'm really good at basic math.
The worst thing I usually was not good at was science, I think. Like biology part of science when you're like taking formulas and trying to apply it to like medicine.
I remember chemistry too. I was so bad. I cheated.
Okay. Free SAT question of the day.
Okay, lit.
All right, so critical reading.
See, that's what I love. This is when I go to that TikTok
critical
STEM
reading
page.
So yeah, so we can do one of each.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Are you gonna read it out loud or something?
Can we like?
Right, yeah.
Give Jason his own question.
No. So we're gonna. You guys can both. You can both answer. Valid. When I'm gonna say the question, I'm gonna read the answers, and then don't say it right away.
Okay.
Get your answer, and then like I'll go 1, 2, 3. Say your answer, and then we'll pick and we'll do it.
But
right?
we'll just say like A, B, C, or D. Right?
So
okay.
All right. So the spirit of given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in blank form in the laws of that people. So I'm gonna read each one again.
Okay.
The spirit of a given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in readable form in the laws of the people. The spirit of a given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in legible form in the laws of that people. The spirit of a given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in plain form in the laws of that people. The spirit of a given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in transcribed form in the laws of that people. The spirit of a given civilization, while often abstract and difficult to define, is often found reflected in refined form in the laws of the people.
Refied?
REIFIED. Right?
I don't know what that means. What are what name?
My thing is,
readable, legible.
I didn't even hear a question.
Readable, legible. You're trying to figure out which sentence makes sense.
Yeah, choose the word or set of words that best completes the following sentence. And
it felt like then the first thing you said, because the sentence
is often okay. So the spirit of a given civilization is often reflected in readable form in the laws of the people, legible form in the laws of the people, plain form in the laws of the people, transcribed form.
I would say transcribed, but I don't know what refined
That's what
means.
I would say. Well, often abstract and difficult to define. I would say transcribed.
I would think legible.
No.
Well, often abstract and difficult to define. I don't know.
Well, legible just means like, is it? Can you? I was gonna say readable. Like, is
We've also spent over 2 minutes on this, so
legible? No,
I think it's legible.
No, transcribe, for sure.
I think it's legible, just because if you.
I think it's transcribed too, so I'm gonna click that one, and then we'll see if we're right.
Yeah.
You say legible, we're acknowledging that. I'm clicking.
And we don't get the
no
answer.
Thanks.
Right, they're like $2.99.
You scored better than. Okay, it was 100% incorrect.
Jesus Christ.
The answer was
Refi.
But
I didn't know what that meant.
View explanation. The key here to note. Let's see. Let's just see what refined means.
Look up the definition.
Yeah, see, that's the part where it's bad. If you don't know what the word means,
but that we can't look it up during the test, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, this is another thing.
Okay, refine means to make something abstract, more concrete, or real. So, if you knew that refine means make something abstract,
you would take
and the question is often
clues.
Abstract and difficult, you would know that right away. So you had to know what refine meant, but none of us did.
Refined. I'm gonna say that in a song now.
So.
Okay, here's the other thing, right? This is the thing I think about school. I have two parts, right? One is if you could go back, like right now, I think about this every now and then. If you could go back to school now with the brain that you have, let's say you start at 9th grade, because you can kind of skip the rest of it, how different do you think your school experience would be versus back then? And like your body becomes a 9th grader, but everything else is the exact same. Your physical abilities, your mental abilities, spiritual abilities, emotional abilities, everything. All your development across the board for who you are now is the same, but your body just goes back to a 9th grader, so you don't look out of place.
I feel like I would be more challenging. I would challenge the teacher more at this point.
I think
that would be my only difference, because you would just still have to sit there, and I would still retain information and be able to pass.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would be like very much like question what the teacher's like teaching, question the material.
The curriculum.
Yeah.
I think like I probably would just like take advantage of like those college like classes, because I probably would finish all my classes at a much faster rate. Because honestly, even in 12th grade, I only had like 3 actual educational requirements, which was like economics, then like trigonometry, like stuff I had to take just to have on my schedule. But like the rest, I had like 4 freaking course classes, 3 art classes, just to fill up my schedule because I had no choice to be at school.
That's one thing that was lit about our high school. We got
2 periods,
like half its schedule.
Yeah,
so
when you're a senior, you didn't have to do a full schedule.
Yeah, you had to either work or go to college or whatever.
And for me, I had.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We had the option to do that. I just didn't take advantage of it because I didn't want to be like, I had a job in 12th grade. I just would go.
I definitely took advantage of that.
I would just go after school. I don't know why I chose to do that, but
that's wild.
Because otherwise, I probably would have taken gym. And me and my friends back then, and my high school friend, we would just play outside. We would like play street hockey and whatever. So we did gym after school. We go to Chick-fil-A for like an hour. And then we would go do that. And then we started smoking weed. So then we would go smoke weed, then go to Chick-fil-A. And then we would go play whatever sport we're going to do after that.
My senior year was like, I only had to take English because I got so good grades in 11th grade that I already got into college. Because I like busted my ass. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, I don't have to do anything but pass English. I could literally.
True, English 12.
Yeah, and then meet the bare minimum of attendance.
Yeah, attendance.
And I counted my attendance days. I skipped. There was days where I would go in late to first period. Like, first period was like an hour and a half. And it would be 4 periods a day for most people, but we only had 2. I'd go late, like 40 minutes late. So I'd be there for like 50 minutes. And then I would just skip second period and go home. Just hang out with my friends. So I would be at school for like 50 minutes. And then leave. Because I didn't, and that was the day that I didn't have English. I was like, I don't need to be here. And unfortunately, I had English second period, but the day I had English, I had gym in the morning. So I was like, all right, I'll go to gym.
yeah, it's not bad.
Go to English and go home. Because I had to go to English. I was like, I have to pass English. After that, I was like, I don't need to be here. And like my teacher, I had this really good teacher. Her name was Miss Sassy. if you see this, Miss Sassy, shout out to you, because she was a great teacher in my math class. But that was 11th grade, right? When I had her in 11th grade, and she was a great teacher. And because I was never good at math, like I was never like a stellar mathematician or whatever. But with her class, I actually learned because she was like very good at like being able to get people to understand. What's so funny?
I'm sorry, like I'm just thinking like in my head, like was she hot? Like what made
That's
you
so
focus?
He's talking about this teacher's great teaching career.
Yeah.
And here
so
you come
sorry.
in trying to think about what she looked like.
My thing is the way you were saying it was like I just was so I was so into.
He just like
Nah.
did her boobs fucking teach you?
Right? Did it
Nah,
teach you
she
how
was-
to fucking do a right?
No, she was
angle?
just a good teacher. Like most teachers I had, you can tell that they just don't give a shit.
No, I really just thought of that when you said her name was like Miss Sassy, like that, like probably take her name out. It sounds like a porn name.
Dude, that's so messed up because she's probably still a teacher and she might see this one day and her students might see
That's
this.
what I said. Probably block it out. What grade were you in though?
I was in 11th grade.
So she'll know if she remembers you.
She'll remember me. I was a student.
Why would she?
Because I'm
remember you?
memorable.
You're memorable, or
I am.
did y'all have something memorable?
No, don't do that. That's so disrespectful.
All right, can
crazy.
you go back to the point about how this
She was a good teacher.
nice lady
I'll leave it
was...
Okay, I
Learn-
just was
and
wondering if
helping
she
you
was
learn.
an attractive
Okay.
woman. Like seriously, like you can be honest.
I'm
if
not
she's
gonna-
attractive or not.
I'm not going to objectify her. She was my teacher. I respect her in that position.
Okay,
Okay, thank
but
you.
you have eyes.
Moving on.
He was like, you didn't jack off in
You're
class?
crazy.
Fucking weirdo. Say.
I will
No,
tell you
like,
the story, though.
I did have a. It's my first attraction to a white man. Actually, it was my 8th grade science teacher, and I don't even like science, but he was just such a handsome guy. He was like skinny and talked about
what
the earth.
science did he teach?
It was like the physical.
Chemistry.
That was a physical science. 'Cause you know, like middle school, they
Physical
had like
one.
the physical. What was it? The like earth science, like physical earth science. And I forget what the third one is, but like they had the different
Environmental.
sciences. Mm.
I don't know. What grade you get?
I remember everyone used to hate taking environmental science.
What grade you get? Huh?
I had straight A's when I was in middle school.
Yeah, you nerd. All right. Anyway, moving on.
So she taught you, she laid out how to do math.
She was a good teacher. And point being. So then the next year, I had her again for math, but I didn't need that math class. And at that point in time, I was like, you know, I was
Full-on pothead.
I was high as fuck every single day at school. So like,
Fuck the world.
yeah, I didn't give a shit at all. And I was going late. And that was
Yeah,
like her
idiots.
class I was going late to and skipping after. But I eventually got, like, I don't know if she removed me from that class or just didn't like request to keep me or something after that semester. Because after that semester of me just like showing up late all the time, like I went from like a stellar student to just like a piece of shit, like not giving a fuck at all. Because like in that space, like the mental space I was in, there was like
You've
no.
been a prime candidate for like a drug commercial back then.
Babe, I just
Look at
have
this kid
such
going
bad
yeah,
down.
yeah, exactly.
I was
Captain
literally
of
in
the
my head
soccer
like you
team.
found a new piece of booty in 12th grade.
You're
You just
crazy.
pushed her to the side.
So disrespectful. But
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, and I just became a terrible student because I didn't care. Like the space I was in mentally, there was nobody in that space. Like damn near nobody in that space.
Was this when you went to college?
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
she-
12th
yeah,
grade,
I was
yeah.
in
So he
college.
was gone. I was just at doing what I was doing around that time, and
That's
Just
so sad.
that was a crazy time though. Like,
It sounds like you just missed Ryan.
you can't blame every single one of the actions because Ryan was there. Because to be fair, when Ryan was a senior and I was a junior, like we still did shit and we played hockey and like whatever. But that's when Ryan got his girlfriend at that time. And then Ryan was essentially just would hang out with his girlfriend. So there was a period of time where I was just chilling by myself anyway.
I know. I remember we had a conversation about this, but I remember you said like it kind of hurt your feelings.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Facts.
Because like, how could you not? Like, he's my brother. We hang out all the time. But even in that space, like, we still had our own lives.
I'm
Like,
just
I have
saying,
my
like,
own friends.
That was at
As
a
an
time.
outsider, you can look at the trajectory of the events of why you started failing.
There was just
No.
Just well, yeah,
We
because
didn't
you
pick-
missed Ryan
hold on.
already the year before. And
This-
then
Trust me, Ryan is not the reason.
No.
I don't know.
no.
Look,
I just guessed that.
For me, I'll tell you this. For me, it's a fact. Dude, whether Ryan was there or not, I still would have done whatever I was doing. Because Ryan wasn't, like, helping me with my schooling. Like, so it wasn't, if I was failing, it'd be like...
At that time...
You were failing because it was a choice. Because you were smart. You're smart.
Yeah.
So you were choosing to fail.
Because I didn't think that the school would actually do anything for me. I didn't think that I was going to actually learn anything in this building that's actually going to help me with my life.
You know, so many high school kids go on that path in 12th grade. I think it's called senioritis.
Yeah, it's called senioritis, not senioritis.
Whatever.
Senioritis.
I had some senioritis.
Yeah. This is the thing. I think... Because you get somewhere, you can get, like, some people don't do it, but when you're 16, like, I did it as fast as I could. I got, a license and car, like, to be able to start driving. And once you get that, you become fully in it. Because now, like, those kids that it took, like, an hour to walk, an hour and a half to walk, you can just drive in, like, 10 minutes. Like, that changes the whole game. Like, everything changes. So you become way more independent in that sense, moving independently. And at that point in time, a lot of the culture was... like having parties. Culture was in the daylight hours, we would play sports, and in the nighttime hours, we would like
drink,
have fun. Yeah, drink and blah blah blah.
But that was when you were a senior.
Yeah,
because it changed when I was.
Yeah. So that culture changed, and then I went to college, and that was very much culture in college because a lot of you got like the kids who were parents like bottled them up their entire lives, and now they're going to college and exploding and like. Don't know how to handle alcohol, and they're just fucking going wild because it's the first time they can. And you got people who've been doing it, so they keep doing it. And you got people who are just there for school, whatever it is, you know. But it's this whole, like, so on that scene, so I definitely, like, I took that, and I was, like, definitely, like, getting fucked up every weekend for a long time, you know. But then eventually, after a while, like, I started re-remembering, like, you start realizing things. I had more access to things, and I didn't have my parents around telling me anything, so I was just making decisions, and you learn. You know, and then at that time, like, we had access to more stuff, and we were growing. And then, yeah, I would say, like, because it's hard to depict because school, the first half is in the year before, and the second half is in the next year. So, like, 2015 and 2014 were significantly different to 2016 and 2017. Those years...
Well, now that you mark it, right, because you graduated 2014... And that was the and at least where we grew up, that was the last year, and this is like an over-exaggeration, but that was the last year that people played outside.
Yeah.
Like, your grade with all the kids.
Which you could argue that we were always the reason that people, because we would knock on all the neighbors' doors.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know, now, my group of friends, they were playing street hockey already, and then they adopted, allowed me to play with them.
I don't know about that, though, because I was an outside child.
Yeah. But also, like, in the same sense, like conscious thinking, like, if me and Jason want to go outside and play, you might be more inclined to go outside and play because now it's a conscious thought to do it. Yeah. Versus, like...
passively.
Like, if we're all staying inside. So, and I think we have talked... Like, I think that the more open you are and the more energy you receive and reciprocate and everything, I feel like you have subtle influence on the subconscious. So, if I'm like, oh, I want ice cream today, I feel like that will directly affect if other people get ice cream today, too. Maybe it's one.
You see it all the time, right? Like, how many times do you walk in to, like, a store or something, and it's just dead? Like, nobody's in there, or a restaurant. And then, all of a sudden, from you going in there, it's like it starts to fill up.
True.
Like, how many times? Like, I feel like that happens to me a lot. Like, I go a place, and there's nobody there.
Yeah. It's hard for me to judge, because also, like, I feel like, because I work, so it's like... You initially want to attribute that to like rush times when people like rushes.
Yeah, definitely.
So when are you going to eat? But if you're going to eat at like 2:30, that's not a rush time at all.
Yeah, but it could be like a little store, like a little like
Dollar Tree. It could be boutique, like a Dollar Tree. Yeah, and everyone decides to pull up, and now there's a long ass line.
Yeah, and like there was no one in here, and now there's just like full of people. Not all the time, but there's like when it does happen, I do like mentally note it. I'm like,
no, I'm not saying that because I played outside that means some kid in California was playing outside. I mean, I'm sure people, but it could relate. But
unless you want to go into connect or collect.
But my argument was, would have all those kids came outside and played if I never went and knocked on those doors? That was my art. That's what I was kind of getting at.
Oh no, I was saying in response to Jason saying like,
that was the last year we went outside.
Yeah. Well, no, that's 2014. Though. When did you stop playing outside?
To define where we grew up, in 2014 with Ryan's grade. You can answer that.
I was trying to do the math, so I'm just gonna take a second.
In 2014, that was when Ryan was a senior.
In 2013 and then 2014.
Yeah, graduating in 2014. So all those kids who did, it was basketball, it was hockey, it was whatever was going on. There was a lot of people connected. Mm-hmm. And then when y'all left, and it was my grade just partied and drank for the most part. So that's why we had like that overexertion of like everyone was just partying and drinking. People didn't play. You couldn't get at that point in time. It was so hard to get like 10 kids to go play basketball. It was so hard to do that.
I think that's like my year had a great balance of everything. We had fun. We had fun with drugs or not with alcohol, and we had whatever. But then the next year, like you said, like the outside part stopped and the community stopped. But it was just like let's just get fucked up and have that community. Yeah. And then the next year they were on the
heavy pills. Area like
the next year everyone was on pills, and that was insane.
I was exposed to people like that though, like doing alcohol like in high school.
Really?
Like maybe seniors. But, like, rarely. Like, we weren't going to the party to go have alcohol.
Yeah, we're definitely stealing alcohol at, like, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I
stole alcohol before I had sex. 100%.
My thing is, my childhood was different because I had Amber, of course. But, like, my brother, even thinking about it, like, he was very, like, messed up.
For my parents. I stole from my parents, by the way. So.
But because he smoked. But because he smoked weed.
Yeah.
Like, not, like... He wasn't like doing like hard drugs or drinking, but he smoked weed and stuff, so he was like on a different path. But he would still go outside, and like the neighborhood would be like, and this is my brother in 12th grade. He's a bit, was he younger than you? So around that time, he was still outside doing those things. Like his path didn't change from going outside because he smoked weed. But I'm saying, I think that was that environment of where I was at. Because I didn't meet people like that went to college and just was like doing.
I feel like pills. The kids who actually got into like the kids who passed the just drinking thing and went into like smoking weed or whatever, not like into the like hard, but I'll just say weed for in general. They were outside more because we were outside, and you run into the people in the neighborhood around like the different groups of people, and you see and you get familiar because it's like these are the people that are around, and they're usually people who are doing drugs. Other people, you're either the kids who are with your parents and you're going somewhere, or if the kids are out there. You don't see groups of kids walking around who aren't doing drugs unless they're like the middle school kids who like the classic look, like they got the shorts and like they look like they have athletic fits. That's like their style. Those kids, but the kids who are out are the ones who are going because you have to go somewhere to smoke weed, especially we're in Maryland where it's so illegal. And you would get arrested if you got caught. And the fines were like $500 for a bowl or a grinder. It was too much.
Yeah, it was very...
The way you had to move was like you had stash spots. Like in the forest in the woods, you would have spots where you stash shit. Like under trees. Like.
But that's how it is here though in Georgia.
So. Yeah, I guess these kids now. Yeah.
But luckily it got more progressive as time went on. But the thing about the school, like where we grew up in a community that like people who lived there thought they like made it. Like, they made it because they have, like, a nice cookie-cutter house, and then the areas next to it were not like that. So, but also it was, like, a blue ribbon school. They put all these things on it, but also had, like, the highest suicide rate in the state. Yeah. And one of the kids that I graduated with, he got caught up in, like, a 40-person, like, heroin ring. I saw, like, a couple years ago. I saw the article, and I was like, saw his face. I was like, damn.
Wait, was that
I'm not going to say his name.
No, start with a D?
No. Oh. Another person. But it might, but that's just when he graduated me. So I was like, damn, that's fucking nuts. And it's like, you see that, and it's like, but they paint out like, oh, this is like the best school and the whatever, and they have like all the like this Star Week thing where they try to blah blah blah, but realistically they don't give a shit. Like,
what was the Star of the Week? I remember that. What was that?
Star Week. It was like all about like they'll bring some guy in who like survived like drugs, and he'll like come on the stage and talk to you about like how traumatic it was, and then like how he's doing better.
I remember in middle school.
But we did have Michael Orr that one year. It was pretty dope.
That was lit.
Yeah.
Michael Orr came.
But that was when they were using him for the blindside shit. That he's like trying to sue the family back now because they never gave him. Yeah.
They never gave him what?
They like apparently they never gave him money from the movie. But they're saying that they did. So he's like this whole thing, and he's like, and so he basically feels betrayed. And they never really adopted him. and shit like that.
Yeah, I saw that they never adopted.
Yeah, so it's like the whole movie's kind of like, like really dramatized. It used to be dramatized. Now it's like, whew, like really far-fetched.
But whether the story is real or not.
Well, that's the thing. Right now they're trying to paint the picture. It's like
it is a good movie.
The people who are trying to destroy the image are saying basically that like they basically used this talented kid to make money off of him. Yeah. And that's what they're trying to break down.
And did they make money off of him?
Definitely off the movie and shit like that.
Just the movie though?
Like
I guess when he was an NFL player.
But also they persuaded him to go, like, this is the thing, bro. Like, my university will send me trying to give him money and shit, blah, blah, blah. So these people with the big money, bro, Alabama, like, these people who are giving money to these schools, bro, they got some influence. So if this dude comes to the school, now he brings attention. Like, you never, like, on the surface level, they might have got paid for the movie, but you never know what the school does for them, blah, blah, because they got him to go to this school particularly.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, now that brings to everything else in the whole college football scene. It's like people want to be on the net. They need good players and all this thing. And it's like you never know what the boosters and what the people who give money to the school, like what do you get from that?
Yeah.
Because it comes to a line where you're donating enough money where it's like you're not just donating money just for like the good of the children. You know, there's something else you're getting back from that.
That's crazy. So what? Why was he mad? He didn't get money.
Well, he's mad because, one, he should have gotten at least the equal portion of the movie, no matter what they made off of it.
Yeah.
And then two, he's mad that they presented to him that he was like part of the family. Like
but he never got adopted.
But it was like, and then he said, I guess like the way they described, I can't remember what the document is, but the process that they did do was basically like they can control like. He gave them rights to control like his financials and shit like that.
Forever?
I don't know forever, but for
18?
when the time was going on. But I think that's when everything was happening. Like now Michael Orr's retired, like, you know, this is a different.
That's probably
you're
why
making different money.
Though.
So then in that sense it's like but if you're gonna share the money anyway, why would you not just fully adopt him? Why would you tell him like that you're gonna adopt him and then you don't actually like his last name, like he's not actually in the family. So in that sense, I think that hurt him more than anything because you've grown up on this thing like you're part of the family.
Damn, that sucks, dude.
And so that's a
tough
one.
him.
Yeah, but that was a good start. That was probably one of the best ones when he came. I don't know, just because
that was really cool. And he gave us. We all had that book.
Yeah, he got his book. Yeah. Well, she actually wrote that one, so that is probably. Out of everything, you probably should read the book over anything else. But
yeah. Do you think maybe because he retired and he's not making like football money now, that's why it's like maybe he's like, oh, check the financials and you follow the paper trail?
I think someone brought it to his attention like 2 years ago.
Someone like told him?
Yeah, like he had in 2021 he realized like that he wasn't part of the family and blah blah blah, and they had been making money off the movie and his likeness and all this shit.
It's like crazy though, because like that movie's been out for so long and he's like a grown man. Like how are you like? Yeah. Like why?
But also think about what he was also in the NFL, so he's making NFL money now.
Yeah.
And then that, so you kind of just put it, but like think about it like this. Think about like put it in the perspective of a baby dad who pays child support for 18 years to find out the kid isn't his. That is, I saw one video today that was just trying to trigger me super hard, but it was like someone who spent 5 years in jail because they got tried for not paying child support, and then it was on like "you're not the father" shit, and it was like 5 years, bro. Like he was so taken back that he knew he was right or blah blah blah. It was like I'm thinking about it now. I was like, why don't you just get a DNA test now?
Yeah.
Like you could easily figure that, but it might have not been at the time where it was super like that. So in the end of the day, it's like these things where it's like, how can you fix that? Like, how can you reprimand the idea of, like, this is my child, these are my parents, like, they adopted me. They're like, blah, blah, blah. And then to really find out that they actually didn't adopt me, I'm not part of the family, they've been making money off me. They used me because I was talented at football. When you really break it down. Crazy. And that's hard to swallow.
I thought, like, for child support that, like, you had to be, like, declared the father anyway. Like, so unless, like, he was just at the hospital and signed his name on the birth certificate.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's. Oh, you're talking about the child support guy. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like.
But he might have from the start. You know what I mean?
Who
knows?
Sign the birth certificate.
I didn't look into it
because I
was
know,
a
like,
triggering
the court
thing.
shit.
Yeah, because then wouldn't they be like.
Order a DNA test.
Yeah, but maybe they wouldn't order if he like signed that his name was on there. It's like, oh, you're signed as the father. Da da da. I don't know. But I would definitely, if I'm about to go to jail over it, I'd be like, let me get a DNA test. Like, what the fuck? So I don't know. That's pretty wild. But for the Michael Orr thing, Yeah, that dude, I can imagine how that would be ridiculous. Because if you think about it, right, like even if he was still, if like when he started getting big and they were like, oh, we're actually gonna keep, like what if they were just like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna keep him or not? Because if they were like just using him, like we got to make sure.
Like what if he didn't make the NFL?
Yeah.
Well,
they just get rid of him. But like even it's fucked up. But like for real. But wouldn't at that point in time when he's actually getting successful, wouldn't they be like, oh, we should probably like fully adopt him now?
But like they like,
but he's already 18.
But they already did the documents. They already made the thing.
So they did that beforehand.
Yeah, but even
like,
so, there's still a way.
Person for football, cause like imagine doing so horrible in like your grades and being like on such a low level of reading and literature, but still being on the football team.
But also, he said that he wasn't actually that dumb. Like they were just like trying to drown.
They kind of just wanted like the dumb.
Like yeah, like he was like I knew how to like write. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it like he couldn't spell like the or whatever. It's like this kid's not an idiot. Like
that's kind of fucked up.
At the end of the day, like this kid grew up like on the streets. Like he understands what's going on with the drugs and everything. Like he's not an idiot. He's just fucking shy and fucking doesn't trust the world. What can you do about it? Like?
That's kind of.
And then you do put trust in someone.
And
all their last names are kind of weird though.
What is it?
The Toolies or whatever.
Tooies and Or. Like, those are two weird ass names. I just don't like.
I like how Or has no.
Or.
Any hard noises in it. I like names that don't have hard noises.
It just reminds me of like an animal, like Mr. Otterton off of.
You know what I wish? I wish there was a chart. I wonder if there is. If there's a chart of like all the last names and how many people are named the last name.
You probably can find.
I don't know if they'd want that because I don't know if they want to know how many.
I know Muhammad is most important, or not important. Sorry, most used name.
What do you say?
Muhammad is like the most popular. That's what I said. Popular.
Muhammad?
Yeah, Muhammad.
Yeah.
It's like the most used name in the world.
Let's see.
Pretty sure.
That's crazy.
I'm going to go top 100 last name.
I feel like it would be something like Bob.
Last name.
Jackson. Yeah, but you go outside English, nobody's Bob.
True.
Like Spanish, there's no Bob. Right?
I don't feel like I would ever run into a European Muhammad.
All right, ready?
Like
Fair.
Ready? So the first Smith currently has 2,442,977 people in the world. Johnson, 1,932,812. Williams, 16,25,25,2. Brown, 14 million or 1.4 million 37026. Jones, 1.4 million 25. Garcia, 1.1 million.
Garcia. Wow.
Miller, 1.1 million. Davis, 1.1. Rodriguez, Martinez, Hernandez, Lopez, Gonzalez, Wilson, Anderson, Thomas, Taylor, Moore, Jackson. Those are all the most common names.
On the scale.
That's crazy.
Oh, what's it? What about your name? Our name is definitely not gonna be on here.
No.
18. 724,000 people came from.
So then,
this
okay,
guy.
Yeah. What? How does that happen? Like, whose last name is it? Like, who's the originators? I know what you're thinking.
Let's look it up. Let's look up Smith.
Who's the original Smith?
Who was the first?
Because it had to come from Europe.
Who was the first Mr. Smith? Oh, that would be like the movie, though.
Yeah.
Let's do.
So who was the first person with the last name Smith?
Okay.
You know, the way Ryan Google shit always triggers me.
I feel like I get straight to it.
Because he'll be like, oh, like we like figure this thing out and be like, look it up, and he'll be starting to look it up. I'm just waiting for him to give me the answer. And I'm like, and I'll pick up my phone, I'll search it, and then I'll find the answer in the time it took him to not find the answer.
Smith
and the Smith surname Anstruthy, England. The earliest recorded Smith in England was Eckerd Smith in Durham in the year 975.
I thought of like Christopher Columbus.
Okay,
because
what's that one movie, yo?
Which one?
Not 10,000 BC.
Year one?
Isn't there? Is it year one?
That's the
comedy. Isn't there a movie that's like 970 or something like that?
900 BC.
I don't know. Sparta?
10,000 BC.
I don't remember.
I want to watch that movie.
975.
Sparta?
That doesn't make any sense.
No,
like what?
10,000 BC. Smith. I knew it was Europe. It had to be Europe.
When did they start using last names?
Was everyone taken from Europe?
11th century Rome.
You said taken? What does that mean, taken?
Well, from Africa, really.
Like, are you saying
Apparently.
that people who took the people from Africa, were they all from Europe? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because they weren't... White people weren't originally in the United States. It was
No.
United States used to just be
Indian. It was the Native Americans.
forest.
It was the Native Americans who discovered the land.
Discovered?
I don't know. I feel like
they were
they
just
just
living
I
here.
mean, maybe it's got put here like every other person.
But how did the white people get over here?
A boat?
first?
Obviously.
I know from where? Europe?
Yeah.
Europe.
From like Spain or something.
Or wherever.
Christopher, what is Chris? They say Christopher Columbus, but some other dude actually found it.
But we
Christopher
know
was
that
found like
Mr. Smith
one up in
didn't
South America.
find it. They made it clear
That
a long
Columbus
time
didn't do
ago
it.
that
Yeah,
he
but then they
was
still
not.
celebrated him. Like, why would you do that?
I know, it's still a whole day.
Brainwash.
I'm not brainwashed.
No, I'm saying the reason why is just brainwash.
Brainwash people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can recognize the fact that Christopher Columbus did not discover
Well,
the United
Edison
States.
didn't invent the light bulb, but still, if you ask people.
For some odd reason, I thought you were just talking about Eddie, and I'm like,
No.
I fucking know he didn't.
Oh yeah,
invent the
no, that's
damn
my
light bulb.
nickname. But he didn't invent the light bulb. But most people would say he did. Also, back then,
Is Edison a black person?
no.
Because a black person invented the light bulb.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You found that
I
from
Thomas
read-
TikTok?
Edison actually
read
didn't
about-
invent
TikTok
any.
told
I
you that?
read no, not the STEM page. The STEM page is just science
Okay.
and math.
Here's-
I did
It's not Black
research
History
on
Day.
this.
Only in
Thomas-
February, say.
I know the black inventors is what I'm getting at. I've
You
done
know them
research.
personally?
No.
I don't. I don't know any inventors actually. I know Tesla. That's it.
You don't know anybody that's invented anything?
And
Like-
Albert Einstein, and Oppenheimer. Shout out to Oppenheimer. Like the big inventors. Like, can you name inventors? Can you name some inventors?
I know
You call Steve Jobs an inventor?
Oh yeah, you can put Steve Jobs in there too.
the
Bill
Apple,
Gates, I guess.
The Apple guy?
Yeah.
The Apple guy, yeah.
Who else? Who else are big inventors? Who's the guy who did the plane? The Some Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I feel like we should know this.
I used to have this book about
The Wayne
Annie
brothers?
Oakley. It made me so happy. I need to look
Batman
that
and
up.
Robin.
She's not an inventor. You don't know who Annie Oakley is?
The fucking Wayne Brothers.
Let's use one of these top 100 common last names. Guess
I just missed what happened.
Good chance.
You turned so red, honey.
It's hot.
Ew, why are you sweating?
Cause it's
It's
hot.
hot. We need a fan or some shit.
They don't wipe it back on
Why are
me.
y'all hot? I wonder why people get hot when doing an activity like this.
Well,
Cause
it's
I
'cause
am like
there's no air
content.
circulation.
But like I'm not hot right now. I'm just like content.
It's really my attraction. It's like,
You just have a different like
My
heat
looks.
system.
my looks are why I'm so hot.
Who's the
Just
people who
kidding.
did the plane?
I'm looking it up right now.
Or
It
they
does
invented
take
it.
you-
I was close, bro. What?
What? Who
It's
is
the
it?
Wright brothers.
Right.
Wayne.
Do you
I'm
guys
close.
know?
Wayne.
Do you guys know
Bruce.
Annie
Bruce
Oakley?
Wright. It's like,
Yeah.
who was the lady that flied the plane? Who was that girl?
Amelia
That,
Earhart.
was it her?
Yeah, yeah. The one who flew around the world.
what was the lady that?
God.
And then her thing crashed.
Remember when we used to watch like the Magic School Bus flying to humans?
Oh, I used to. There
What
was
was
this
her
one
name?
episode I loved. Mrs. Oh, what was the lady's
Yeah,
name
I
that
know
drove the
that.
bus?
Dude, that show was like psychedelic, low key.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was like this one episode
Magic School
they
Bus,
had to
right?
like fly through the body of someone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like we watched
That was
that in
crazy.
science when they did like anatomy.
Miss
Yeah.
Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle.
dude.
Some dude on mushrooms definitely made this shit.
Yeah.
2 seasons.
Most definitely 2 seasons of mushrooms. Straight
The
mushrooms.
third episode, the Magic School Bus inside Ralphie.
Who calls it
Oh
the
yeah,
magic?
I remember that.
Yeah. First one's Lost
You
in
don't
Space.
call it the Magic School Bus? What
No,
do
but
call
like you
it?
wouldn't call it that unless you
Okay,
were
so
taking
I'm gonna
shrooms.
run down through the
Magic
episodes because
School
it's all the
Bus.
Magic School Bus first, and then it goes, gets lost in space, episode 1, bus for lunch, bus inside Ralphie, bus gets eaten, bus that feels like a whole thing. No, bus meets the Rot Squad, bus all dried up, haunted house, play ball,
It just
ants in the pants.
Johnson.
I only remember
the main one was them going in somebody.
In the kid.
That's just kind of traumatic.
And I don't remember why they went in him. They were trying to retrieve something.
Was that Jimmy Neutron?
What?
There's another one. Maybe Fairly Odd Parents. There's another show that did that.
How did Jimmy Neutron song go?
Just a night for adventure.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Superpower
Okay, I said I remember.
Mechanical canine.
With superpower mind. Mechanical canine.
Just a kid with a knack for
My favorite
adventure.
was what was that guy who slap.
Bolby.
Yeah, Bolby.
Do y'all remember the girl with the clock that used to lay on the carpet?
No.
What? Oh my god.
Is she in the movie?
In what movie?
The Jimmy Neutron movie.
What?
No.
What do you mean?
I was talking about, it was a TV show. Or the train one.
That was lit because they crossed it with Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, I remember.
And they did the cross.
No, I don't know that.
That shit was
You don't
fire.
remember that song? It's like, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard the choo-choo.
No.
Giddy up, choo-choo.
I didn't watch free cable. So. Joke.
The Timmy Jimmy crossover was lit though.
Come back to us when you remember what it's called.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was called the like carpet with the clock.
The magic carpet?
No. It wasn't the magic anymore.
Aladdin?
Look it up.
It was like a girl. She had like clown makeup on.
I don't know what the hell you watched.
Foster's Home for
I watched. Yeah, that show was lit. I love that show, Foster's Home. I was talking to some people the other day, like a little bit younger than me, and they had no idea what that was.
Comfy couch. Oh my gosh. She sat on this big red couch. She laid on this thing.
That's just scary.
Yeah. And the couch
I don't think I
was
ever
like,
saw that.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Shout out to them though.
It was cute because she used to try to tell you time and her body would just move.
Oh, this is the other thing I thought I said. I forgot. That's ridiculous. This is 4. This is 6.
Okay.
Earlier when I was saying like I had 2 things. One was like if you go back to school now. The other thing was which I never answered. If I went back to school now, I would just like probably just dominate in sports. That was mine. I would just go like destroy those kids.
I think I would bring back the old ways, like booking people and.
Oh, just be a bully.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'd be a bully for sure. But I'd be really good at sports. So like
I would just bully people.
From the school.
I wouldn't bully people. I would just challenge them mentally.
I would just shove a kid in a locker, but I would let him. I would let him out.
No, I wouldn't. I would actually just.
I would let
take
him out.
art
I just want to
classes.
see like, can you fit in there?
I would take art classes and then.
I've never thought
sports.
about shoving someone else in a locker.
Well, I don't want to steal.
We didn't have lockers
lunch
big
money.
enough. You couldn't shove kids in those lockers.
Because if you're bringing money to pay for your
Facts.
school lunch, you already got it hard enough to be like paying for lunch every day.
That's what we did.
Yeah. You know why? Because my mom didn't want to make us lunch anymore.
Yeah, my mom was done with that. She's like, "You gotta go in there."
My
and
sister
shove
got
lunch.
lunch.
But I liked the lunch. I liked the chicken nuggets and stuff. I liked it.
There were some days.
But there
where
was
it
kids.
really
Okay,
bad,
the
though.
worst though is if you didn't have
Mexican-
money, they would give you a cheese sandwich.
Remember when they tried to
But
give
that's
you?
what I'm saying. Like,
Remember when they
that
tried to
was,
give you
like,
Mexican
down bad.
pizza and it was like an octagon pizza with like sausage on it?
Oh yeah, I
And it
never
was
did
just
that.
so nasty.
I don't think I ever ate that once.
that's
they were
my
trying
thing.
to
I just
dip.
wouldn't want to do that to a kid. Like, take their money. Like,
But
you already
those
gotta eat the
days-
school lunch.
Oh,
This is the
yeah.
thing. If you got to the line and everything was trash, what are you doing? I'm gonna get a fucking honey bun. I'm gonna get an ice cream. I'm gonna get some chocolate
Nah,
milk.
what you do is you
I'm
trade up. You go to the thing, you buy that shit, and you go to the kids and you trade up. I remember I got a cosmic brownie and I traded it for someone's whole lunch. And I got a peanut butter
That
jelly.
needs to come up.
I got a Capri Sun and I got an apple. And I didn't
Peanut
eat
butter
the
jelly,
apple.
Capri Sun, and apple for.
One cosmic brownie.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, trade it up. So if you're really down bad, you trade up. But anyway, the other thing was okay, why do when in school systems when they take tests, it's like no cheating, but in a real world setting, you always work with other people, and if you have a problem, you ask for help. So why would you ever have to take a test and know how to do some shit without help cheating or help working together when in the real world you have to work together?
I think they're really trying to teach you the basis of, like, what you need to know to work in life. Like, addition and shit. Because, I mean, really, like, when you get down to it, like, we're not applying, like, trigonometry or chemistry to like our everyday jobs, but it's like if you do have a job, the basic knowledge of something is better than someone having to teach you like 2 + 2.
I think it's the weed kids out.
But that's past. What do you say?
I think it's the weed kids out. Like weed them out early. Like,
but I did like a lot of group work
like,
when I was in school.
Because when you get to the end of high school, it's either you're getting a job or you're going to college, or everyone thinks you're a bum.
Yeah.
So if you don't do then if you go to college, now you've already been weeded out that you're not smart enough to be a nurse or whatever. So your limited options are this, or blah blah blah. And then you go to college, and even then they weed people out. Like, I want to be a nurse, they weed you out. Boom. Now what do you do? I've seen kids spend like 4 years there and just turn around and be a teacher. And I'm like, so now you're gonna go around and just teach people what to do, what to fit, almost to fail, where you fail what you're originally doing. So now you're just gonna teach, so you didn't waste your college years or whatever. You know what I mean? So
not that there's anything wrong with teaching.
Definitely not, but you should. If you're gonna teach kids, it should be because that's your passion and you want to help teach the youth, and you have something, and that means that within that you're gonna try to figure out every way to exploit the curriculum and get what you want to be able to teach out there, as well as getting your kids to pass what the curriculum says. That's the balance of teaching at this day and age, you know. And
not for nothing, like what you were saying, like to teach individual skills past elementary school, when you have the basics, maybe middle school, then you don't really need the other stuff. Like, you have the basics, and the more knowledge you have, the better. But in a real world setting, if we have a sheet of, like, let's say 18 math problems, because there's 3 of us here, if each one of us knows 6, and when you do your 6, I can learn 1, and when you do your 6, I can learn 1, and I do my 6, and you can each learn 1, I walk out knowing 8, you walk out knowing 8, you walk out knowing 8, and we got all of them right, we finished it. But if you hand each one of us a test, and we only know 6 each, we're all gonna walk out only getting 6 right, and we're gonna fail the rest. Instead of us working together and doing 3 sheets in the time it would take us to do 1. So in a real world setting, it makes more sense to work together. So why in schools are everyone being tested on their individual ability?
Everything is ingrained to be just doing things by yourself. They want you just to like do things alone, because when you do them alone,
that's true.
It's a lot harder. So they just want to force feed you into this, like, you got to sit in your assigned seat, you got to ask to go, you got to do all this, and they're training you to work.
This is the crazy part right here. If you think about it, you take two sides of this. You either believe that there's like some malevolent being or faction of people that are like actively making the world harder, or somewhere along the line we just got used to doing things a certain way, and we just got into this cycle of brainwash, or both, and people don't even really know why they're doing it.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, like, take an inch. I don't think the teachers are like bad, where they're like, oh, let's fuck these kids up, but they have to follow this set of rules that goes up the ladder, that goes up the ladder, goes up the ladder, all the way to the top. We have like the superintendent and like, or whoever the highest person is in the education system, the board of education, and who's actually like adding the reality to it. Like, oh, like this is actually like, we need to actually reevaluate, not just, oh, it's outdated, they need to update it, but like reevaluate, like, how does society actually work, and how do you apply that? Because it's no longer just the 9-to-5 system anymore. Because you put kids in school for 8 hours to teach them how to do a 9-to-5 job.
Well, what president was that? One of those presidents.
You know, but it's so different now.
I can't remember. One of the presidents enacted the school system today, Reagan, and he said, and it was the school system was made to create a working society. And now when you leave school, it's like, what is your job going to be? When you leave high school, it should be, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Why are you here? What's your purpose? What do you like to do? Because by the time you get to high school and you've learned all the basics, if you want to take 8 gym classes, you should be able to. Eventually, you're going to get bored. You're going to want to do something else because, oh, some kid had fun in art or whatever. Yeah. Some kids are going to be all into music and whatever. And you can have, like, one class guideline here and there to make sure that they're, like, you could have a tax class in the way that society is built. But they're not setting you up for success. They're setting you up for either failure or success within the means of success that they want to give you. Whatever class you are, whatever, they want you to work those hours and fuel the machine. And
But then it comes down to like this, right? Is it like a thing where you have just like people, everyone is used to it, so they just do it, or is it a thing that's like it is intentionally set up the way that
it's tough to call
it is today?
Because the good in you wants to be like, yeah, like there's no like, the good side of me wants to be like, okay, we went wrong somewhere, and now we're just in this system of, you know, we're just doing it, and it's like we don't really realize what's happening. On the other flip, the other part of me is like, kind of feels like someone's winning in this game, and whatever winning means to them or whatever, feels like there's
the odds are not.
You got the people who've had the money for all time, and they're still around, you know. And I feel like they're living in a certain way, and you want to keep people living in a certain way. And I saw someone say that, like, you could fit, if you made Texas like New York City, where you stacked everyone, you could fit everyone in the whole world in Texas. So in the grand scheme of life, it's like there's a lot of space on this earth. So we're not really overpopulated, but why are they trying to like cut the population? What is that about? Like, you know,
that's weird.
And it's like they talk about like slavery and stuff. Like it's like been years. It's like it's really not that long ago, and understandable fact that it's still going on today. So it's just not the way we see it, you know, or the way it was taught what slavery was to Americans or whatever. But there's still slaves going on. That's how we get the iPhones and all the other stuff, you know. And it's like, but the world's not going to talk about that or whatever. The news is going to bring up like the new COVID variant, trying to like keep you scared.
I think part of it is also like you also, when you actually follow the rabbit hole, you realize at some point that you are actually part of the problem. But most people don't want to admit that. Because like every time you pay your taxes, you're part of the problem. Like your taxes are paying for shit that's killing other people. Period.
Yeah. Going to work. And
you're essentially indirectly, like you are a murderer. Everyone. The moment you've ever paid a tax, you're a murderer. Because you paid for things, whether it's food that was poisoned or bad for people, or actual like hardware, like military hardware, and that inevitably comes back around and somebody dies. So the moment you apply yourself to the system, you are just as bad as everybody.
Plastic
else.
In the ocean.
Yeah, plastic in the ocean.
Whatever. So there's a lot of things, and that's why it's very depressing to look at the world like that and look at like all the things that are happening. So, but on the other side, it's like.
But if you don't, nothing ever changes.
Yeah. Definitely not. Like people, we have to really understand like, because like what when COVID happened or blah blah blah, all those like nurses and whatever and people were like, you got to take the vaccine or you lose your job.
Yeah.
You know, that's a tough one because
and we knew somebody who just got the job. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, we both know someone, but I'm not gonna say it on camera. But who just got a job? Who just became a nurse? Like just finished what they were like the training. Like you go all through the shit, you do all the school, you pay everything, and then COVID happened, and they were like, you either take it or you don't have a job.
I don't know who.
You don't know the person.
Okay.
It's someone that we know from like family friends.
I forgot, so you tell me later.
Yeah.
But true.
So that's like just in perspective, what you're saying is crazy because now you don't have a choice.
Yeah, and think about people who are like 10 years in, 15 years in, they got a family, they got everything, and it's like you gotta give up everything you've worked for, or
if you don't want to take it,
or you got to do this thing because they're telling you. And now that we've gone past it, it's like it's more clear and obvious like what was going on, or just the simple fact that what they were saying wasn't true.
But how did the like the COVID thing resolve itself?
It's not,
because somebody told me
they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, somebody told me the other day.
Like they're trying.
Someone I work with was like apparently there's a new variant or something, and he said by the end of the year, it's gonna be like a huge thing, and we're all gonna be in mask again.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. One of those guys that like he's on YouTube and no one ever fucks with him because people want him to like talk crazy about certain things that aren't true, and there's gonna be people like that because otherwise YouTube wouldn't let you get famous like that if they didn't want you talking. So like RFK, that man doesn't get a debate with anybody. Instagram banned him, but Elon Musk said he'll interview him on X or Twitter or whatever. So there you go. But if you're gonna get ostracized, you're gonna get ostracized. But this guy was saying that like they're bringing a new variant back and they're gonna bring masks back and whatever. But it's hard because depends on where you are, because I don't think like people in Georgia they didn't really go for it the first time. Like not everyone was all in. Like there's a lot of people who weren't all in for sure, but there was a lot of people who were like, I'm not wearing a mask or I'm not doing that. Like what? Fuck no. You know, but there's other words like you go to like when we were in Canada, like I never saw anybody without a mask except for old people who didn't put it on until like right before they got into the store.
And they were militant.
But then we came back to Georgia and people laughed at us for having a mask on. And that was that was like December 2020.
I remember that.
So
when we first came out, I was so used to wearing it. Because you couldn't be outside in Canada without it.
The thing about it is, like, if they bring this back, like, what are they going to say? Because they said at the beginning that what they did was they installed the fear that you're not going to die, but you might cause your family member to die. And install the fear is like, you're protecting your loved ones and you're going to be the killer if they die because you gave them the virus. So that was the fear. A lot of people did it because of their grandparents or whatever, their job or whatever. So, but then it comes to find out, like now, if you had all 4 shots, you're 3.5 times more likely to get it than somebody who didn't have a vaccine at all. So at the end of the day, now it's like even like there's no physical evidence that they tested any of this or there's anything that they're saying was true, and they were just forcing it on for money and blah blah blah. So now with this, and like, how are you going to convince all these people to take like another dose of vaccines, or the people who didn't take them, they're never not going to take them now.
Honestly, I feel like anyone who took it, they're just going to take it again.
You know, they might, but there's some people who I think realized when they took it.
That they should.
Yeah, like when they realized afterwards, and it's like, and if you, because some people only took one, like I know that, like I know a lot of people, but I only took one, like almost like, oof. Yeah. And it's like tough. Like I feel like all right, like I'm sure you're not like I'm not saying you're gonna die, but like tough. Like that's tough. Yeah. So it's just like in that sense, but then there's people who are still trying to convince you to take or whatever. Yeah. But the people who haven't taken it at this point, like how do you even? There's no way to convince those people because they saw it the first run and it was all bullshit. So now all of a sudden like, oh, the second time we're gonna, and this is not just one time in history. This is all times in history.
You know what? This is the thing. I had this debate. This was with my mom, and it was like this. Like she was talking about, like essentially like that you should take it type shit, and I was saying that you shouldn't take it. And at the end of the day, what I came down to is it was like I realized that what we are at the core of our reasoning is the exact same. You think that if you take the vaccine, that it'll protect the people around you and protect yourself, and therefore you're like, I will do this because this will protect me and the people around me. My perspective is that by me not taking it, that will protect me and the people around me because I don't think that it's actually good for you. Yeah. But you think it is. So in reality, we have the same stance. It's just all a matter of what you believe.
And that's what they played on fear. And now if the information was like people are actually dying and blah, 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 then of course, like that's a different topic. But the top was people like I never met anyone who like got like severely whatever. People said that they have whatever. But if you look at it, a lot of Americans have bad health. And blah, blah, blah. So it's just a catalyst to what was already going on. And then what was it targeted at first? Old people. My mind is like, what are you trying to do? Take out all the old people so that the Social Security doesn't dry up, and now all the people that send all the years,
there was a doctor, I don't know, I can't remember if I saw this in a video, if I talked to him. Might have been a video, but apparently it was a doctor who said like when that was happening, every death that would happen in the hospital, they had to label it a COVID death. Yeah. Because if they're like, if COVID has anything to do with it, then there's a COVID death. There's people who'd get in car accidents and die, and in the report they would say COVID death. Yeah. And they're just trying to boost the stats, like they're like, which is crazy. RFK was talking about like Fauci. Now Fauci is like blatantly lied to Congress, and it's proven, and blah blah blah. It's like all these people telling you shit. Like I was telling, like if you would have asked me, who's Fauci? I don't know. He's like the one. He was the main guy, like the main guy who was like the main doctor, like supporting the vaccines and talking to Congress, like we got to do this and blah blah. Like you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And it's like, okay. And the one thing RFK was saying was like they put money, like we have to these agencies that were set up to protect the United States of America and like what it's built on or whatever, and to keep it non-evil, I guess, or whatever. Those agencies got corrupted because they get paid by the companies that make the vaccines and stuff. Like they're getting, like, why is the agency getting the money? Like
they just should make any money from this. So it's like you're having people regulate a vaccine that they made. Of course they're gonna say it's good. They're gonna make billions of dollars off of it. And then there's no one to check them. And then like why is the vaccine guy telling like the people around the country like how to like what they need to do? Like the people who run the country should decide based off what the vaccine guy says. Not like you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna tell you whatever.
This is what you should do, yeah.
And then it all comes down to like we probably had a hand in whatever lab it came from and blah 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 blah. So it's just.
You being quiet?
I'm just listening.
I'm tired.
A little bit.
Yeah, we can get.
I think I'm just
a little wrap up
a
going.
little uncomfortable.
Nice.
I gotta pee.
Go pee.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that your sign off? Because we can sign. We can
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it. But if you want to leave now, you can
just
give your sign off and we can.
Not water.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly, I want to play Starfield.
Okay.
So
well, let's just get a little wrap up in because that's kind of the.
Yeah, no, I'm down to not end right away.
Yeah.
But I'm also down to
I'm
not
down to
carry on for another hour.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, just okay.
Do you want to do your sign off? We'll keep talking. You can go pee. That's what we're saying. Or you can hang out. You do you. Giving you options.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but
just going down the rabbit hole.
It's just like it's just a bunch of misinformation.
Rabbit hole.
It's all. It's hard to. You can't really trust what they're saying to you. You have to make decisions based off.
I'm so sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Multiple angles.
Well, because there was a point in the conversation where I zoned out, and I was thinking, I don't remember at what point I was talking last, but I started thinking of bisexual men.
Okay.
It's the most random.
Go into it.
Because I was talking about the lady with the clock. And I was like, she used to just bend her body.
You never left that conversation. You wanted to talk about the lady with the clock more. We carried on, but you stayed there.
No, it's because you know how your brain can move so fast. You have one thought that leads to another,
Yeah.
and then, like you said, you're just down like a rabbit hole. So it's for some odd reason, me thinking of her bending her body just made me think of sex. And then I was like, would I have sex with this clown? And
when did the clown enter the room?
Was the clown?
And who is the clown?
The clown is the girl.
Does he have a painted? Do they have a painted face?
Yeah, she does.
It's scary.
Ain't it scary?
Not scary.
It's
scary.
Look up on your computer.
Not actually scary, but it's I wouldn't want to be in the room with that clown.
No, but if you saw the way, she would be on the floor and she would pretend to be the clock hands, and then she would just move her.
Just
body.
Google it. What was it called?
I think it's the comfy couch, the big, big red
couch. I don't know if I want to give you this.
Just Google it.
But okay, she had clown makeup on. She had clown makeup on.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I don't know, if that was a girl that I would have sex with. So.
But why'd you go to bisexual?
Oh, yeah,
I don't remember.
She kind of looks it's got
because I started thinking of bisexual beings and
it's like a puppet show.
Thinking of
this is
myself.
weird as hell. Yeah.
Thinking of myself as a bisexual being, and it led to me thinking, especially because of the conversation we had earlier. So it's just
yeah.
So what were you saying? Are you trying to debate if you would have sex with a clown? Or are you trying to debate if you would have sex with a bisexual clown?
No, really, I started thinking of because a lot of people think men can't be bisexual. So I started thinking of myself as bisexual, and then I started thinking of men for some reason. But I think that men can be bisexual is the point I was getting at. But I was kind of thinking about that for a second. I stopped thinking about it and started listening around the time you guys started talking about the vaccines.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That's such a long conversation, man.
What, bisexual men?
I got a bisexual man offered me a hand job once. I turned it down, but...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why?
She's not gonna worry about it.
Why? Because
you're a straight man, so.
Well, I was not attracted to that person.
But you're.
And even if I was
sexual, to be attracted to a being and not a gender.
Honestly, let's be real. Who really wants? Who even wants a hand
That's
job?
what I mean. That being, I was not attracted.
Let's break it down.
What'd you say?
It's the lowest of the low.
Hand job?
Yeah,
yeah.
You got to be really down bad to accept that.
See, but I think you can make it sensual.
A good hand job. Good handy J. The problem with a guy, you give yourself when you're jerking.
There's no one that can do it better than you.
I was gonna say that.
Hand job?
Well, probably, but like you don't know for a fact.
Well, I was thinking it's just more.
The hand job
I think
is just hand.
Your partner
No mouth
can
at all.
do it.
So
But it's like if you're like jerking yourself off, you
disappointing
might as
job.
well have a man do it, cause like men know what men like. It's the same thing with women.
But like I
No.
wouldn't actually. The thing is
But
like
that was not what I was saying at all.
my thing is, I was saying that like I think it is sensual to have a hand job just because.
I think we should remove hand job as a sexual act.
Women's hands are just softer, and
chore.
it's just more like intimate.
You know, because like,
I can see that line of it because when,
I don't know.
if I'm like okay, like if it's you're going masturbation like, which I really don't masturbate that much, but I'm not in there just like I'm gonna have a great experience. Like I'm here for the long run.
Just trying to get the job done.
Yeah, just trying to get the job done out.
In
so
and out.
I can understand what you're saying because if you were like,
do you feel dirty when you watch porn?
not anymore.
You
But I don't
should.
watch porn that much.
Yeah, I try not
Like
to.
maybe
I try to
twice
use
a
my
month.
imagination.
Yeah, maybe twice a month. If that.
Okay. Twice a month.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
watch porn that much.
Oh.
Cause it's like you honestly, it's part of it because I would go in the videos and I don't like all the videos. Like
Which one's like? Make
I'm
you
not
shake
giving
it?
you my. I'm not
Shake
giving
your
out
head.
on public my like. Oh, like
Well,
shake my head.
Like I'm not watching this. Like you don't have to talk.
I
about
don't
your
like that
preferences.
stupid face that like. The porn I watch is there's like a man and a woman, right? I don't watch like just the same sex or whatever.
I watch all of it.
Yeah, that's just what I watch.
I just don't like when it's too professional. Like when I feel like this is a job.
No,
Like
I
I
don't.
need this to feel homemade.
I feel like you asked
Need
me
back
that
alley.
question.
Back alley sluts
You know,
vibes.
it feels like you asked me that question of what I don't like just so you could say what you don't like.
Because
I just started to say it and you just cut me off to say I just don't like when it's professional. It's just,
Okay, I'm sorry, baby.
No,
You
it's
tell
good.
me.
She's like, I got back alley 1, 2, 3, and
I
4.
understand like when it's like, oh, I'm like stuck in a washing machine. Like, bitch, I know you're not stuck in that washing machine, but yeah. Here you.
I don't think I've
here
ever
they
seen
are
that
with
one.
the full
I've seen that one.
production.
Or stuck in a chair.
Like you never seen stuck in a washing machine?
You never seen stuck in it?
Stuck in anything.
Yeah,
they
they're
just be
just stuck.
stuck in the freezer.
No.
Stuck under the bed. Help me.
I mean, I guess
Ooh,
it's
what's
bad.
that?
But that's just like, I don't know.
No, just saying this be like the dumbest shit. Like they.
That's
be
just
saying,
what
like,
never
"You're
happened."
stuck
I don't
under
like
this
that
table."
stupid face.
It's like what? Like
I
you're
don't
not
like that-
stuck under this table.
That would never
Yeah,
happen.
definitely.
Like,
It's like get out. You're good.
Like,
For
you're
me,
not
it's the
stuck.
it's the stupid face. There's a stupid face that you'll see in porn when like a girl's getting like fucked or whatever, and she makes that. I'm not gonna make it because I don't want to make it on camera, but it's like a stupid ass face. Like they're just like, oh man, I don't want to make it on camera.
Make it to me.
No.
You know
But
what
it's just it's that face that they're just like trying to like they're looking at you like, oh yeah, and you're just like, ugh. The fuck away from me. So like,
I thought you were gonna talk
Yeah.
about that like move they do when they like roll their eyes all the way to the back of their
no.
head. and
It's
they're,
like that one where they
all
look at
possessed.
you like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it.
I wish I could know what you're talking about.
I'll find a video.
are you watching them where like the eye blacks like all down? And they're just like having like they got rat. Like, it's like I don't know how you decided to make that video.
The mascara is running.
Is that like professional, like unprofessional enough for you?
No, honestly,
Or it's like very questionable as to the authenticity of how consensual this video was.
I like.
And yet it's like 3 million views, 800,000 comments.
Okay, the only time I do
Like and subscribe.
well, the only time I do like it when it's professional is if it's a bunch of people with one girl.
Like bukkake.
Yeah, because it feels like
You know what that
Or
is?
she just swallowed like
You don't know
30
what
nuts.
bukkake is.
I don't like that. I've seen a video like
Cum
that,
dumpster?
and I don't like
That's your
Wait,
type.
wait, you don't
No.
know what bukkake is. That's not a question. You don't know what it is because you just agreed way too fast.
No, I was talking to Ryan. What are you talking about?
You said like a video with like a bunch of dudes and a girl, and I said like bukkake.
Mm.
You said yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about at
Okay,
all.
yeah.
But I was saying that
Google
in that
bukkake.
I don't know how to spell it.
I'll show you.
That's hilarious.
But-
How do you spell that? New spelling bee. That's an next
thing is,
SAT
see,
question. How do you spell
Because
it?
I'm a
Bukkake.
dude. When you're a kid, like when you're a boy and you're going through like middle school and shit. No, it's not even like just joking.
Your
I'm saying-
penis is erect.
No. That's the definition. But like just boys in general just say nasty shit and
it's like like saying like fellatio though. Like I don't know the professional term, but like yeah. Like,
where they all just jack off on the girl's face.
But I'm not saying I like that. I don't like that at all. I'm just saying in a professional sense, I kind of like.
I say, where's the fun in that?
I kind of like more. It looks. I think
it's just degrading.
What was the word?
Yeah.
Like it feels more consensual when I know that she's being paid for it. You know, like this is a.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you didn't meet her though. You didn't meet her. Like, do you know she got paid for it?
So you just want
the camera lights in action.
Fun fact.
I see that video. The girl was like trying to let them know, like listen, like she's just like I'm not wet enough, and like she told them it's like 20 guys in there, so like that feels consensual because you're like stop, like this is not pleasurable, you know. Okay. That's where a point I can like.
So
that
like,
video.
what turns you on? You're like, oh, like when you feel like the girl's being treated right. You're like, oh, this porn star is getting treated. So
I mean,
right.
I like when if she's vocal, like you're saying, like you're not bullshitting, you just be acting like the sex is good because it's porn video.
True, that's fair. That's what I'm saying. That stupid face.
It's just like a sense of authenticity.
Yeah, okay, I see that. I see that.
Like the whole
like you want to feel like you're getting dicked down when you're watching porn.
Yeah,
like you want that feeling.
I don't know. Well, because I don't really like the porn with the dicks in it, honestly.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna watch porn if there's not at least one dick. I need one at least. You know what I mean?
You don't watch lesbian porn?
But I don't like looking at the guy's face. Like if I see a guy's face in it, it's over. Like I don't want to see your face. Like I don't want to know the face of dick. I don't want to put the two together.
No,
you know what I mean?
I can really.
Are you watching the video to the end?
Oh no.
And are you skipping to the end?
I'm skipping to the middle of the video.
Yeah.
Middle.
Like I like to watch like the first minute, like when they first like get introduced, and then like and then when they start like really talking, I'm like.
Are you watching those videos where they come to a couch and they shake hands?
You know, I like the ones where it's like I'm like your realtor. You know what I mean? It's like your realtor comes to sell the house, and like you don't really want the house. But the realtor's like, well, if you buy the house.
No, like I really do appreciate just women because I don't know, men are just like, I don't know. I don't really like it.
There's like, what do you? I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Lesbian porn.
What do you watch? Cartoons.
Yeah, I click on lowest getting reeled out by Peter.
The cartoons be hitting too. Well, it's actually like 3D animation,
I think I just watched Spider-Man shoot webs.
Like the
I like the 2D.
The anime? Is that?
Anime?
Anime
just stands for animation, but it's like isn't it? Doesn't it? But it's a specific
anime.
No, like I thought like anime was like a Japanese category.
Yeah. But now I'm thinking of the word anime probably comes
it's like
from
Marge
animation.
Simpson's Big Bush.
That's not technically anime.
No, I don't know.
No yellow?
I don't like the anime. It just feels like...
I'm not watching
It's called hentai when it's porn, though.
Really?
Yeah, hentai. I like that. I used to watch that. I haven't watched that in a long, long time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I know, I'm not laughing at the fact, because I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. You just said you like to watch 3D.
No, I said that's a good section if you're like looking for cartoons.
Oh. I don't know.
Some people like what they like, but I'm not saying I don't know.
I feel like if I was gonna watch a cartoon porn, I would have to be involved in making it.
I don't like those ones, honestly. When I see the little ad where it's like Homer Simpson,
it's just not realistic.
I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want the cartoon to feel anything remotely close.
I feel like I'm not watching anything that's not realistic.
Oh yeah, that's it. When it's too cheesy or corny.
Yeah, it's not.
That's when it like it lacks the authenticity.
Like you said, like, oh, I'm stuck. Like I'm never gonna walk into a room and a girl's gonna be like, I'm stuck. I'm gonna be like, get the fuck up.
Yeah, and then you're not gonna just like put your dick in someone who's stuck in a washing machine. That's fucked up.
No, she'd be like stuck and her like ass is out.
I know,
like,
but that's like rape.
He's like, he's like, can you help me? And then all of a sudden she's like,
oh my god, yeah.
Touching your arm. Yeah, exactly. But it's not realistic.
Oh, like, the girl like will grab the guy.
I don't.
Because I've never actually. I've watched like one of those in a long time. I don't really know that too well.
I can't watch.
I just know the joke.
Like, when have you walked in on someone who's like actually just stuck? Like, when's the last time you saw someone who's like really stuck? Like,
you know what?
Move?
When you actually get stuck, it's like the most terrifying thing. When you actually get stuck somewhere, like and you're trying to squeeze through a wall or like some shit.
I'm trying to remember the last time I was in a position where I felt like I needed help getting out of.
When was the last time I was stuck? Not metaphorically.
You said in the bed.
Physically stuck, because you can be you can be like not medically.
Medically stuck.
Mentally stuck.
Yeah.
No, I think I was on the bed stuck like upside down, like halfway falling off of it. And
but your back was just like in like limbo.
No, like.
But you could have like rolled off the bed though. You weren't really stuck. It would have hurt, but you could have gotten.
Yeah, you're like trying. It's like the point where you're like.
No, this was at your dad's house, and I think that I was like upside down, and you like fucking pushed me off the bed.
Do you remember? I don't think I pushed you off. I think I saved you that time. I did push you off the bed once though.
Yeah, like we were fake.
Well, because she was like, "Oh, you won't push me off," and I was like, "I will push you off." She's like, "No, you won't," and I was like, "I will push you off."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you won't." Pushed her off. I told you. She got up like so hurt, like.
Well, yeah, I can't believe you did that.
I was like, I told you I was gonna do it, but you were calling me a pussy, so like, I will do it. I promise you. I don't want to do it.
I could have already been on the floor and like you just pushed me on the floor. Like push me down, but you like I wouldn't
push you down. Like that's like fucked up. You push someone down on the ground, but you were on the bed, so it's like
push me off
the bed. Yeah, I wouldn't.
You
feel
actually
right
felt bad about it.
I did because I knew I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want to actually do it. It's not gonna make me feel good. But you're gonna call me a pussy. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like you don't. You know what I mean? It's all fair in love and war.
But sometimes you just need a little bit of aggression in your relationship.
Yeah, I feel that.
Cause I don't like when you're mad
Back alley 6.
Back alley 6.
Most women would agree like that they want their partner to be a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, you don't want
to.
Like, don't let me push you around.
Like, you don't want a passive someone who's passive.
No.
Like you don't want like a beta male.
Exactly. Like I don't want to feel like.
Some people
like,
do.
Say like.
Some women will want a beta male.
Some women are so like mentally, but like I don't feel like any woman has ever
like think about it. Any one of those girls who looks like they're fucking Hulk Hogan, and they're like, bang, like they don't want some like asshole guy with them too.
Maybe they're bars where
they want to be like, how's this pussy? You know?
No, think about it.
Like
think about it. Right.
No?
If you're like really jacked and you're a woman, like really jacked, like strong.
Maybe I'll be.
You have a good job. 401k.
That's what I'm saying. I think some women become so self-sufficient that they feel like they don't
401k.
So they would want a beta male at that point.
Right. So they're like, whatever. I need my man to be this, that. They want to check off their boxes. Like they checked off every other aspect of their life. Like I'm wealthy, successful, and healthy. Like whatever. So they want their man like that.
Also, maybe it's like the high standard where it's like you have like you're jacked, you have a good job, 401k.
But you don't get
it. And then you want somebody else who can
like that. You can check like
you
can lift you.
You're not building a character.
Can you squat me?
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to be able to outdo, right? You need someone who would be more dominant than you.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but
like, you won't submit to anybody who isn't.
Do you feel like you have to learn to do that, like
what?
To women?
Submit?
No, to be aggressive with them.
Learn to be aggressive?
Yeah.
No.
Where'd you get it
the
from?
unlearn say.
So where did I get it from?
Not like saying you're aggressive with me, but I'm saying like you can be.
You saying? Okay. But when you say with women, it makes it sound like I'm just out here being aggressive with women, because I'm not.
No, like, if I ask you to be aggressive, you're going to be aggressive. So, like, where'd you learn that from?
Yeah, I'm just a guy. I don't know. Nature.
No, some men are pussies, so, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. Like, that's a good question.
Be scared to fuck you, like, hard. You got to tell them, like, harder. Like, you don't, if I don't have to say that, like, where'd you get that from?
I think for me, maybe it's actually because I'm like very, like when I say sensitive, I mean sensitive in like how I can sense what's going on. Like I'm very in tuned. So it's not, you don't have to, I can just understand what is needed.
Do you think you can be like that with all women or just your partner?
I think I can do that with anybody in general, but it's not just like sexually.
I don't mean like sexually. I mean like in general. like being aggressive, like when you need to be.
Yeah,
yeah.
It happens just in conversation, anything with your boss, because there comes to a point in time where like you have to, when you know, like what you believe, how you should be treated, and blah blah blah. Then like you're gonna demand respect, and you're gonna demand when people are gonna try to take a mile from you, you're not gonna give them the inch. You're gonna shut them down.
Like okay,
you got to.
Example,
because also there's gonna be a lot of people, and it used to be before where people call you crazy. Now with the shit going on, like it's a lot hard. Like crazy is like people aren't just using that anymore.
You have
like,
to be just running around like making weird noises.
Yeah, you gotta like be doing what Kanye's doing to be called that. Other than that, like you can just give an opinion. People are gonna be like, people are gonna tune you out before they call you crazy now. But beforehand, if you said anything, they'd be like, oh, you're crazy. You know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah.
See, I don't know, cause like I don't know what type of women you prefer. Oh, I know you prefer me obviously, but you, and it's like, cause I can turn it on and off. Like I can get to work and choose to be like an aggressive bartender. Like, I'm not taking your shit. This is what I'm telling you. This is what's gonna happen. This is my bar, essentially. And then I can come home and I feel like I want to be like obviously treated like a queen, but know that I have someone above me, and I like that, being submissive.
I noticed that. And for you, you're like.
I noticed that.
Yeah, because for you, no, listen. This is true. This is something that I actually just consciously realized the other day.
About me?
But I knew for a long time. But about us. But you also. That's like you're
the sunset.
You put yourself at this bar, and you won't like lower yourself from the bar. But you wait for me to like go just above the bar, and that's when you listen to what I have to say. But if I don't go to that bar, you're like, nope, we're doing this. But when I go to that bar and beyond, that's when I now have control.
Well, that's what makes the relationship like feel like good.
Yeah.
Cause like slap me, bitch. Pack Alley 7 coming up.
No. I mean, I don't know.
I noticed the other day because like when we were like debating something, or we were like, what are we gonna do, whatever, and then you were like, no, I want to do this and this. I was like, no, we're gonna do this. And once I said that, so you're like, all right. Well. I think
it comes down to
like, yeah.
It's not really about women versus men or whatever. It's really about like, because you two are in a relationship, so the way that you deal with each other is different than a random human being that just walks down the street. And then the people that I know, or they know me more, or because once you go through experiences and you explain, and if you're articulate with how you feel or whatever, then you expect people to listen to that. And then like if you didn't like something, then down the road they won't do that same thing again, or they'll tell you why they didn't, and you find some sort of compromise, you know. So I think when I'm dealing with people, like I'm really just dealing with whatever energy they're on. Like if I can tell that they're like they have more of an open mind, I'll be more just myself.
Just meet them where they're at.
Because I don't feel like they're gonna. But if I feel like they're more blocked up, I'm gonna be articulate and care with what I say, because I don't want to just have them run away from the conversation or whatever. Because
you cross
like if I tell like you can't tell someone, especially since people got vaccinated, you can't tell them like that was wrong later, because you can't be like.
You also can't prove it.
You know, there's nothing. But at the end of the day, it's just like when someone who hasn't done it, it's like in my mind, because we both haven't done it, it's like okay, now there's something here. They're more open. But then someone who's like very like, I vote for this and blah blah blah, blah, and you can just tell that they're kind of more ingrained into the United States third dimension.
Well, okay, let's be fair. Let's just put it this way, because there's this dude that I deal with frequently who like he like a lot of times we talk, he like brings it back to religion. And like I'll say something, he'll be like, "This God," but he's very convicted, and like, which I respect it, right? But I'm spiritual. I believe what I believe. But I'm like, he'll be like, "Oh, like I'll be like, this was talking about my tattoo," and I was like, essentially means trust in yourself. He's like, trust in God, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I feel you. At the same time, you gotta, if you break it down, if you were created by God, and you trust God, then God would have created you to have everything that you need, so you might as well trust yourself, because God created you, right? He's like, yeah, but trust God. So I'm like, yeah, but like also
hit you with that, like, you know what I mean? But yes,
yeah. So it's like one of those things where you gotta meet people where they're at, and like that. When I know if I'm talking to someone who's like spiritual, you say like the universe, like the universe. If I talk to someone who's religious, I'll say God, because to me it's the same thing. But to them, they're so convicted in a certain way of thinking that you can still reach them, but you have to be able to go through their channels.
Yeah.
And like they might have specific channels, and if you say the wrong channel, like
because if you say anything to start an earthquake in their world,
yeah,
and this whole thing, like their whole perception of reality starts crumbling, that's a hard thing to deal with and grasp. Like, my last 30 years has been a lie, or my last 15 years.
Or not even that it's been a lie, but it's like you're just questioning the foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like, and the hardest, you're always going to be hardest on yourself. Like, when you look at it, like, I could have done that. When you look at the opportunities you didn't take or whatever, you know? And it's like, but at some point, it's only going to get harder. Because if you do it in 5 years from now, then
this is the
that's
thing.
5 more.
I just feel like the ultimate thing is like you have to keep your mind open enough to just say what if, and that's it. Like if you live off of like you can have your own, because I have my own understandings and there's things I'll stand on, but I'm also able to be like what if. So I'm able to be strong enough to stand on my own and not get pushed around, but then also be like flexible enough to like not be a fucking asshole and be like, this is what is right and this is what I believe and everyone else is wrong if you don't believe this, and you just get mad and get into arguments because you just think you're right, but you might be right, but you might be wrong, but you got to be able to like move like a tree, sturdy, but you can still move around a little bit. You know what I mean? Based on how the wind blows. Wisdom.
Yeah.
Nice.
On that note.
Oh. Yeah. Overall.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Note.
All right,
what was your note say?
Third eye Kita.
Yeah.
Director.
Signing off, I would say, what do we take away from the conversation?
Idea giver. What do I take away? That don't get stuck in a washing machine. No,
don't get stuck.
I just want to
say
that it is funny because like I do think that this is entertaining. Like if I was watching this, I probably would be entertained because of how all over the place the conversation went. So I think it's good that like.
Well, I feel like that. I love when I watch podcasts. If I'm watching something with a clear direction, it just doesn't feel authentic because you had to write notes on what you want to talk about, which isn't a problem.
Well, that's why.
But it's like the flowing of a natural conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like makes a successful.
And that's why the Inception is like, because I'm not saying every time you got to bring a top like this has to be, but bring something you've been thinking about for the past week or couple of days, and then conceptually, a natural conversation will
just comes up
because that's something you've been thinking about. You know, what I mean, like I was disappointed today. That's how we started, and then we went on to whatever because I
have a topic, but I think what she's saying is like when you have everything drawn out that you're gonna talk on these points, like you're not really talking. You're just like you're giving a speech versus like just having a conversation.
But that's why it's like more like a question because like last time I brought up, I said, "What does like progression mean to you?" And that was just like, not because I don't want any. I just want because that's just a question, and whatever answer you give is gonna be different than anyone else's. Yeah. You know, so it's like at that point, like that's just something to think about, and then hope the word progression is to progress to the next thing, and we'll hope. And you know,
I do have something for hopefully the next one, but we need everybody.
Yeah. That's why I had one for the. You know.
Well, I can say I took away from this conversation that it's gonna sound harsh. So don't take this the wrong way because I love both of you. But usually I get tired of hanging around all this male energy. But you guys didn't give me like strong, annoying male energy today.
That's cool.
Like in the way I mean of like when you talk about like sports or Pokemon or something that I'm not interested in. So I was happy that the conversation didn't hinder.
That's what I'm saying. Well, people are gonna want to hear.
Also, the point I think is this is when I do say as much like to include yourself. This is it because like when you are just as much you're just as much included in this, but that's like the same thing where it's like if you include yourself in something, you can help steer the ship. If you don't, then you'll be a passenger. You know, passive in it versus active. So if you're active in something, you can help steer the ship. So we're not going to talk about Pokemon right now because you're active in the conversation and you don't have. It's like those channels. You don't have those channels that talking about Pokemon would make sense.
Yeah, but if you left, we could have went that day.
Yeah, we could have been like, oh, whatever. Because you're not here, we have those channels. And that's exactly a full circle point of what we were talking about earlier. It's like going through those channels to build those connections.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fun. I'm glad we did
we've gone for a decent amount.
How do you feel after this conversation?
I feel good. I feel better. I mean, it's always good to release. I'm still disappointed for sure. Shit. The world's disappointing right now.
Yeah. I'm honestly good.
But I feel better.
Overall.
So I'm sure tomorrow when I wake up, I won't carry the energy with me. I'll just bottle it back up and
I was like, bottle it up, like, go let it out, make a song.
Well, we did this. Well, I got a song ready, or I got the beat ready. I just gotta write it. But I think I'm gonna wait.
The lyrics are like, "Fuck all of you."
No, I would never do something like that. I want to be like,
I'm debating right now.
I would love for you guys to make a diss track about me.
You know what's funny? My first song was because we were making a diss track.
A real one?
Like we were diss tracking our friend. Like everyone was diss tracking each other.
Oh, so they were.
It was like some high school shit.
That wasn't my first.
Because I like
yours
fun little diss tracks.
Mine was on the wave.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out.
I think my first actual song would probably be New Beginnings.
No, mine wasn't a diss track.
New Beginnings was probably
Ryan's was a diss track. Mine wasn't.
Yeah, no, Jason made it
because I made music. I started recording before that era.
Yeah, because Jason had got the equipment, so basically we were able to like, the equipment was there, so now it's like, oh, we can fucking write a rap, like this whatever, and you're just goofy with your friends, so it's like you're not taking it serious.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this man is taking it serious, and then down the road I realized what I want to do, and I take it serious too.
Yeah. Yeah. But you allow it's like like you have the space.
Write a diss track about me.
I would destroy you. I would like to actually go back and forth.
That'd be hilarious.
On the same song, actually, I would like to do that. Like we diss. It's like a funny joke song, but we like diss each other. We just go verse to verse. And I will. You can hear my verse first, so you can respond.
My feelings would get hurt. So
I wouldn't actually hurt your feelings. It would be funny. I wouldn't do anything that. Like,
it would be funny. Like shreds her whole life up.
Yeah,
right.
Posted to YouTube, blows up.
Like
whole life.
No, it would either take it in the direction, or I would just like.
I would
make. Oh, it would be funny.
You.
No, you wouldn't. I would destroy you.
No.
Because my skills are far beyond yours.
Okay.
Don't aggressively pluck some fucking.
Dust off your shoulder, bitch. Don't play with me.
That's hilarious.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up what I did in 2017. What album I did.
So what did you take from the conversation?
No, I don't even know. No, I'm kidding. What I take?
It can be anything.
She said male energy did not overpower her mood.
No, I think mine was that.
I think it just can be overwhelming sometimes living in a house with both of you. And there's no girls other than Amber. And I'm coming from a house with nothing but girls.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's just the whole flip. It's like the energy just makes sense.
My take is that just like, it's a reminder that you should always play with the cards that you're dealt and not be upset about, or try not, and even if you're upset about it, just still play with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the situation. We could have had more people here today, but we didn't. But we still made something out of it. And I think we had a great time, and I'm glad, honestly, that they didn't come, because now if they did, the channels would have changed, and we wouldn't have had what we created today. And so, not that I didn't want them here or something, but we wouldn't have what we created if they had came.
Yeah.
I think,
therefore, create with the cards you played.
I think with the week and what this conversation has led to is healthy for me.
Facts. I think this is just it's a good outlet to speak and out loud and to conversate about whatever, and also people are gonna relate to certain things as we talk about these topics and other topics in the future, and we're only gonna get more comfortable and natural and blah 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 on the mic, and then eventually down the road you can listen to it again and see where you were 5 years ago and all that stuff. So that's why I don't think it's too hard to have a conversation. You just gotta have the right people around.
Yo, I just realized I'm on album 24. I thought I was on 22.
You're on 24 now?
Yeah.
So
because
24.
I forgot to add Komodo Dragons.
So you're going to make it 24 songs?
This would be... Maybe I should. Because I was debating. I was like, should I make it 24? And I have 3 that I was debating if I'm going to put them on there. And then I would make one more. But then I count up the albums. And there's 22 on...
Would you count mine?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There's 22 on the page on SoundCloud. Because SoundCloud
Did
does
you count
everything. But I didn't put Dirty Drums.
Did you count the what spirit? Not spiritual. What was the one where you maybe it was that where you just did beats?
Yeah, I counted that. That's still an album. It's mostly beats. There's a couple songs.
I was wondering if you counted that. That's all.
Yeah, every project. This would be my 24th project. So maybe I should drop it in 2024.
Do you guys have like a special?
I think
intro?
all of them.
Like, bye guys.
No.
That's our intro right now.
That's our outro.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Do that again in like 30 seconds.
Well,
oh, that was it. All right, do it again.
I just have to pee.
We need one of those like close-up shots to be like, if you like podcasts from Ocean Waves, and check out our merch page.
Yeah, check out merchandise. We should make the Linktree one. Do that.
Yeah.
But check out.
Oh, we have to update the website.
Yeah, Oceans on Arrival merchandise.
I like the
we
outro
have it.
being crazy.
Bye guys.
Music. All platforms.
Should we do
Oceans
like
on Arrival.
We should do something for the outro.
Well, I think
we can.
I think
Outro
if
idea.
you just cut
What were we talking about though?
I
want
think if you
to
just
say something.
cut
About
it
that.
off.
The albums?
Yeah, we were talking.
I didn't put Dirty Drums up here. I gotta do that.
What are you saying?
I was just saying that I gotta pee, so.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Okay,
guys.
just last thing I want to say is the outro. Thank you for anyone to watch. And I think what we should do is get an outro hat, and we put a bunch of outro ideas in there. And at the end of the show, we pull out an idea from the hat, and we do whatever the idea is. It could be like quick shit, like name like your favorite ice cream flavor, or some shit like that. That's stupid, but like something that's more fun. But it's outro hat, so you don't know.
Well, I like it being a little
we should
chaotic the way it is.
We should definitely wait for the albums next year.
Yeah, because if I do,
I would like to do
maybe I do February 24th.
I don't think the idea is gonna happen.
2024 be my 24th album.
days.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I don't think the other idea is gonna happen.
Yeah.
What?
Just based off.
We'll see what happens.
Lack of effort.
I mean, I'm nice with it, so
I don't know.
What are you guys
We'll see.
talking about?
I'm not gonna say the idea on this. I'll say
speaking in code.
But if not, maybe next year. I don't know. But yeah,
I'll
definitely
tell
next year. We'll
If
gear
you're
up for
talking
next
about
year,
dropping
2024.
an
We'll
I
ride
think
the
we'll
year
drop
out with
next
these
year.
podcasts.
Which also gives me more time to record. But I mean, that's pretty. I have like 20 songs done.
Well, get your recording done because we're gonna have a newborn baby in this.
Well, now I got
house. It's gonna be
23
difficult.
already. But
Someone's
now I need to
gonna
make
be
one more
lacking
song.
Yeah, bro.
sleep.
Make it as good as you possibly can.
I do want to do more post production. That's the thing. That's how I like listen
it's
to the
good.
beats. Normally I don't do that,
Yeah.
but I want to like go through and be like, okay, let me like, how do I flare these up a bit?
That's what I'm gonna do. I think mine's gonna be really dope when it's done.
Yeah.
So, but it's just
See, now
Now
I'm
we
gonna
have
actually.
these.
There's like 3 songs I was debating. Now I'm gonna add them to the playlist so I can listen to them. Yeah.
I would say just
I have
keep.
an idea
Yeah,
for Steam. You guys should record a video for that.
we should.
I'm down.
And
I
if-
agree.
Anyone that can't record it, and this is this
My
should be
opinion-
after. Honestly, this should be after like all the other videos in my phone is edited because I
Yeah.
still have the like hard drive one. I go like 50 videos from that on my phone.
Yeah, we gotta finish that.
Yeah,
But
we
that's
gotta finish
besides
that.
the point. I was
I'd put
thinking
out
that
Mirror
you
Mirror,
should come
Mirror
up with the
Mirror now.
idea of like visuals for that, like the way you have your visuals in your songs. And Crash Landed, I think. Was it visual
Oh, yeah, yeah.
spaceships? You have visuals
both,
in that,
yeah.
like something like
Like
that,
trippy
but just a
kinda
little bit more like clean, like how something like I would record.
Okay, I'm down.
I mean, I'm down to do that for sure. I feel like Steam, California, and Light the Sky should be on whatever the first OA like
Yeah.
album.
And the People song we did.
Think so?
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's literally like
I haven't heard in a while. So
yeah, it's like it for me, which you'll hear it eventually, is it encapsulates like the essence of the studio. Like we don't, it doesn't like
People.
it's the one where we played the beat and we're all.
Oh, we were all together.
Do you want me to play a sneak peek?
No, I remember it.
No.
now.
No. So that song is dope because it's like it really encapsulates the studio essence. Even though that's not how it always goes down, but that moment was all of us just making music together. You know,
all right.
it's cool.
I'm gonna say what I took from this conversation. If you're feeling down, talk to people you love. Everyone's going through something. We'll get through it. Love to the world.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
No, you should say bye.
Bye.
Much love, Guru.